Hello everybody, and welcome to the Natural One, where we roll the dice, kill the creatures, and tell the stories. Do have a couple quick announcements before we get into everything today. Obviously, our resident rogue will not be with us today. He had to go get sick, unfortunately. Kind of thought 2 years would have been enough to deal with COVID, but evidently not. So, obviously, he will be sequestering himself for the next week while he gets not sick. But, you know, hopefully he'll be back next week. Meg, I believe you will not be here the first week of June, right?
Yeah.
But aside from that, I believe our next 4 weeks we should be normal schedule. I believe is the plan anyway. I also want to go ahead and give a quick shout out to our friend over at Brass Engine, who makes a lot of lovely custom t-shirts and designs, along with different tumblers, socks, all sorts of stuff, and works at very reasonable prices, and honestly way cheaper and way better quality than any website or anything I have found or DJ has found, because we both combed through that shit for several months trying to find a deal there. So if you have an interest in that, go ahead and give her a ring. She'll be very happy to work with you. And I believe that is more or less anything, unless anybody else has anything else. So let's go ahead and roll the natural one.
It's your time to fly, or your time to die. Let's have some fun on the natural one. You can roll the dice if you pay the price. No, we're not done. It's the natural one. It's the natural one. It's the natural one. You've got dragons and flagons and horses with wagons. There's a ton of powerful shit that you'll be dragging. In the day or night, it's an amazing story that you all are writing. It's your time to fly, your time to die. Let's have some fun on the natural one. You can roll the dice if you pay the price. No, we're not done. It's the natural one. It's the natural one.
And welcome back. So, last time, you guys spent a little time together outside the jail cell where Lan's mother, Fiona, was imprisoned. And spent a little time kind of speaking to Lan, trying to get to the bottom of what exactly was actually going on. Lan attempted to conceal most of the information, or distort it in some way or another, until essentially Ronan and Talon offered no alternative options. Afterwards, Ronan, you went down and spoke to Fiona at length, and she revealed some of Lan's history, including an abusive father and attempted murder by his late aunt, and many abilities that had come to Lan in an extremely early age, seemingly stemming from a strange red book. After discussing what to do, you guys decided that you would leave Fiona where she was for now. You were a little uneasy about it, wondering if perhaps she might have some alternative motives to deciding to remain within the jail cell. But ultimately decided it was probably better left there than trying to break her out. You guys then spent a little time in the marketplace, trying to cope with the fact that most of your friendships, in one way or another, have had some form of betrayal involved in them. Things thus weighed on you. You were then tackled by a figure with golden red hair, who transformed into the large form of Ignatius the Crimson Wind, who kidnapped Marcellus and flew him into the air, kidnapped Ronan, and flew him into the air, demanding to know what had happened to Marcellus. After Ronan gave more detail as to why he feels Marcellus was in danger, Ignatius spent a little time and agreed to go speak to the rest of his dragon kin about the situation, and would meet up with you guys in Merchant's Haven at such a time as you were able to get there to help go mount a rescue mission. Ignatius indicating that he believes Marcellus is trapped within the fifth hell, which is where Ilya was the ruler. After all this came to fruition, you guys went, a couple of you guys anyway, went to the library, trying to gather a little bit more information, where Grendel, you read up on the Hope family, who are the leaders of the Shadowed Forest, covering a lot of the history of the Tabaxi family. After perspective thus gained and a lack of a knowledge of how to train ducks, you guys return to the hold you have been gifted within the city to rest for the evening. And that is where we ended things off. So, before going to rest for the night, Water Wigglers, is there anything you guys would like to do?
Ronan was training, and is going to train for a while.
Yes, you were training ghosts on a few things in particular.
Yep. And then after that, I will pray.
Okay.
Just for clarity. Nothing intense, just trying to, almost like a meditation.
Totally fine. Talon, Grendel, School to Fair. Gildifer, you do notice as the sun begins to set over the farther hills, and your ducks begin breaking up into little subgroups to return to wherever they go when they're not with you. In particular, one of the ducks does not move. It's still alive and active, but it is not moving from your side. You look down and you recognize Bluebell. Does not appear to be retreating.
You have a permanent friend.
Well, the ducks go back to Quackvenger's tower. Just wanted to let you know that. It's just some rock in the middle of the lake that they all...
You can't.
It's all very hush-hush.
I
Down low
am
until he's got
going
it built up.
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals and ask the duck, why are you not going with your friends?
Bluebell stops and looks after them for a little while. And you hear... I'm not going to bust out Donald Duck. Strictly safe for my kobolds. You hear Bluebell kind of quack back to you in a way you can strangely understand. We're afraid when you're gone for too long. Rather keep one of us with you. We feel safer that way.
Okay.
As you say, okay, Bluebell glows and starts swaying happily.
Ronan and Ghost come inside, and Ronan notices that all the ducks are gone, or are leaving. And as they leave, you just hear Ronan, "Bye, Quack Rogers. Bye, Tony Quack. Bye, Quack Chala. Bye, Quack Chala."
Does he just do the Wakanda forever?
Wapanda.
Goodbye, Quack Wayne. Goodbye, Quack Clark. He just continues to name these ducks off.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've already got Quack Grayson.
Well, quack. Man, that's hard to say.
Yeah, Quack Woman.
Quackonda.
The Quack is with the Cyclopses.
Okay.
That one's
Yeah.
Quackton Rogers, Tony Quack. Every time you name one of these ducks, you write it down. But as you kneel down to pray, Ronan, and you focus your mind and your energies on Elune and her daughters, I need you to go ahead and make a religion check for me, please. First roll of the night.
That's a 5.
5. So you kneel down to focus and pray for clarity. And you feel the familiar sensation of the world around you beginning to fade out. The city noise and the movement of troops through the streets.
And the crows.
Bro, yeah, all the crows, the random merchant yelling my ass, all of it fades into the background. Following you guys for a while, that's a little weird.
Like he has a problem.
Yeah, needs to see the proctologist immediately. All this noise and this cacophony of civilization fades away. and you find yourself sitting almost in a plane of gray swirling mist. And as you look up, expecting to perhaps see Elune or maybe Bella, one of the daughters, you instead find yourself face to face with the hooded figure who has invaded one of your dreams before. And as you look up, expecting to have, I don't know, a vision or a moment of clarity, a conversation, instead, the figure slowly reaches behind him and draws out a long arrow, which shimmers with a black energy worse than the darkest midnight. You've seen moonless nights, you've seen pitch blackness in the voids of the mountains, even in dreaming dark, and yet this arrow shines even darker and even blacker. It seems to give off a mist around it, which drowns out all light. Doesn't just drown out the light, actually sucks it in as in the void of a black hole. Slowly fits the arrow to a bow and just pulls it back, looking at you. And you see this too wide grin break across the face, actually cracking the skin around the mouth as the teeth gleam in the darkness. And like that, vision breaks. You find yourself kneeling on the floor of your hold.
Possible pedophile question.
I'm gonna just stop putting adults in the world. Talon, as you spend a little time, little apart from the group, just letting the day's events wash over you, you feel a presence at once familiar and yet almost foreign to you. And as you feel more than see, you hear the form of your father sit down next to you. It's at a soft sigh. You actually feel him reach down and take your hand, where the wound is still somewhat fresh. Not in gangrenous or form of endangering your life or anything, just examines the wound. I always had to wonder just how much like your grandfather you were going to be.
That much, huh?
In some ways. There's a old prophecy or bad joke, if you want to call it that. We are not like our parents, we're all like our grandparents. Grandfather grew up knowing a lot of hard decisions, war. Made sure I grew up knowing a bigger form of peace. When I brought you into the world, I wondered if I could find a balance. I wish I had. But, being said, I do admire what you've become, are becoming. Facing things far worse than I've had to.
I doubt it. But I appreciate the sentiment.
I know you feel alone. Friends are around you, and yet it feels like you're facing betrayal from them. That may be harsh reality, but you're not entirely on your own. What remains in your Kuwari spirit will always be. And regardless of what you want to consider this, your mother and I love you very dearly.
Can I always call on you?
We are as connected to you as your own mind is. There is no magic or darkness that will separate that.
I'll hold you to it.
Feeling soft form of slowly fades. Anything else anybody would like to do before retiring for the evening? Okay.
Ronan will go check on Grendel.
Grendel, as the night starts to set in, you feel a knock at your door.
I open the door. I can't speak unless I see you, so.
Hi. Grendel, are you okay?
Yeah.
How's this going?
He's been quiet since we left.
I'm gonna go ahead and retire. If anything should happen or change, just don't hesitate to let me know, okay? Give him a good old pat on the shoulder and I go to my room.
Easily enough.
I'm gonna make like a little bed for Bluebell.
Okay. It's kind of a little tiny nest. Go ahead and make a.
Survival?
Yeah, we'll call it survival.
Got you, dog.
DM bag.
Okay.
Do I see this happening?
Make a general perception check for me.
30-20.
30-20.
Natural 20.
You do. You very clearly recognize the sound of rustling leaves, and you kind of hear Skuldiver mutter to herself crossly a few times. But you can tell she seems relatively excited about whatever she's working on. But you definitely recognize the sounds of nature.
Are we camping?
I'm gonna use like
No,
a
you guys are in your
spare.
For what?
You guys are in your hold.
There's leaves and stuff outside.
Yeah, there's different like little pieces of branches and dead wood. I'm sorry, what were you
I'm
saying?
using like a spare shirt.
And there are extra clothes. Most of them nicer than what you guys,
Yeah.
or at least what might be considered nicer than what you guys normally wear. But it is very much in the style of Evier Hall. In particular, there's a lot of the red and gold symbology. The emblem of the line is stamped upon a lot of them. But they do appear to be at least roughly fitted to your guys' stature.
Is it weird that I've been thinking about homebrewing a duck-based barbarian subclass?
There is one. There's a homebrew one.
Tell you what, if Grendel dies, if I kill your character again, you know what you can go to.
Totem of the duck.
Isn't that what,
We were talking about it a
yeah,
while
we did share
back.
that one.
Because I was looking into it for the next time I get a level that gets me another totem picking
That's
a
right.
duck.
That's right. I remember that. Yeah, Matt homebrewed that.
For John Hader, I
Yeah.
believe it was. Yep. That was awesome.
yeah.
This one blue.
But no, I'm good. Running's good for the night.
As I pass by and I notice this, I'll cast Druidcraft to kind of help her create a little nest and then like a little baby pond.
As you're kind of pushing, working on the nest, and you're actually relatively pleased with how well it's going. You've never been a crafter in particular. That was something that was always done with a different birthright of Goliaths, but it's not bad. It works. As Bluebell kind of almost cat-like pacing circles around trying to get comfortable.
The circle in the plot.
Exactly, yeah. You see a couple extra vines spring up around and kind of bind it tighter together so the nest is a little more solid. And a small pond, almost of water, kind of appears next to it. You just see the form of Talon retreating down the hallway.
Grendel is gonna examine his deploying pouch thing just to see how it's made and see if it's something that he can replicate.
And as you examine, the craftsmanship is pretty advanced. I mean, you're somewhat familiar with the mechanics of guns and stuff, especially in the terms of your weapons in particular and how they work. This is advanced. It's definitely something that's beyond the normal scope. You can see how that storm better fucking not. You can see how you kind of have a general idea of how it works. In the sense of you can see, okay, this put together. It would take some trial and error. It's not something that would be impossible to replicate. It's definitely outside the normal scope of what you mess with when it comes to tinkering and crafting.
Okay.
But it's something that hypothetically could be done.
Okay.
Might take the right gemstone for the magical aspect of it to power it, but
What kind of gemstone's in there now?
at the moment there is probably about the size of a knuckle. There's a black opal towards the on the inside of the bag. That acts as the magical component that powers it. Which I apologize, I forget. Was it last week we discussed the crafting differences between the races?
The last time you played, yeah.
Okay. To briefly summarize, because you guys weren't here, you have 4 races that primarily handle magical crafting, which are the humans, the elves, dwarves, and the orcs. Humans typically enchant things using runes and magic. They're typically the most ingenuitive of the races, as they're so short-lived comparatively. Elves sing things, as you witnessed in Nylona. They essentially see what they want, and using their magical connection to the Feywild, sing what they want out of trees or metal or whatever it might be. Dwarves typically use gemstones and believe in bringing out the truest essence of whatever they're working on, which is why whenever they craft mountain halls, they're so grand and impressive to see, as opposed to dwarves who are a very short race physically. It's not about practicality, it's about grandness. Whereas orcs, when they want to enchant something, they use a process called bleeding, which is they literally will cut open a vein and bleed it into the forging metal of whatever it is they're making. And there's an aspect of their blood that magically enchants the armor or the weapon. Of course, every race has their crafters, but these 4 are the big boys of the crafting world, if you will. And looking at this, you can definitely
Depots and Lowe's and stuff.
exactly. Yeah, because that's what I think. I think Lowe's when I think of.
Yeah,
Those would be your minotaurs.
A weapon that sings. Oh, that'd be aisle 6 and
Oh, but then you
Elven
get your
Connections.
Michaels and your Hobby Lobbies.
Hey, don't diss Michaels, man. That's why I got the
I
wax
love
stamp
Michaels.
for. But yeah, those are your main 4 when it comes to crafting items. And looking at this, you can definitely see the influences of dwarven craftsmanship. But yeah, you guys managed to go to your beds. You find they've been freshly warmed and prepared for you. You can actually find bedpans that have been placed. You guys, your appearance to the city did not go unnoticed. Particularly in the town, several of you were accosted repeatedly for
Are we
attempts.
sleeping inside the town?
Yeah, you guys have hold that you were gifted
Oh, okay.
after you defended the town from the 5-headed Naga.
That makes sense.
There was a play about us.
Not in this
That's-
town, but
Yeah.
But in
in Kabata.
In this area.
yeah.
Yeah, this kingdom, yes.
Kingdom, thank you.
Yeah, you guys find sleep for anyone who particularly cares. If I can pull up. There we go.
Do we need watches?
That is up to you guys.
Probably not.
No, I'm good. I think we're okay.
Okay.
The one of us, Ronan, I need to talk to you first.
Ronan, that's like
Ghost kind of quietly pulls Ronan away from the group. Not unnoticeably, but quietly.
yeah. What's going on?
Should one of us maybe keep an eye on Grendel tonight? Well, more specifically, Lan.
I think Grendel is handling it at the moment best that he can. Wouldn't hurt to maybe, keep his. Let's just listen out for if his door opens and footsteps that lead
Okay,
out.
because I have this paralyzing potion, probably.
No, we don't need to do that. That's
I'm just saying that's an option.
No,
It could stop.
we don't do that. I can do that to one of ours,
How
Unless
far
it's-
away did they walk?
Oh, the ways down the hall. They're not out of
Okay.
eyesight or anything.
Do that to one of ours. Not.
I'm just saying,
not
it's an option
that
we
doesn't
have.
call for that. Now, if he was like murder man, psychopath.
You out of sight?
No, we're
Actually, no, they're not out of sight.
no, we don't have to do that.
Yeah,
I have keen mind. I can see what you're
you can
saying.
absolutely.
Do you really have keen mind?
Yes, he does. I thought you did. Do you not?
No, I don't.
Oh, you joked about having it every time.
Man,
I thought you actually did.
No, I didn't. I was
No,
thinking
it's not
about it.
TMI that does that anyway. It's observant does that.
That's it, yeah.
Okay,
we don't have to use
keep
the
our
potion.
options
Yeah,
open.
options are always good.
Okay.
But let's just see how this goes. And if we need be, we will come to have other ways.
Oh, of course, no. Yeah. Like,
The paralyzer potion is the other ways.
right.
Lan, do you think they're talking about us?
I don't think they've stopped talking about us all day.
Understandably.
I mean, doesn't seem particularly gracious to me, but you know, I get it. They need their own whatever.
How'd they be gracious?
We have literally saved their lives a lot of times.
It's a give and take. They saved our lives.
I'm just saying they weren't the ones that could use magic around the tree with the incestuous family.
I'm not even commenting about that. That did not happen. None of that happened.
It was
Grindel, while you're having this conversation, you see, and it's quiet, but you just notice that Ronan and Ghost are talking, and they both just keep staring at you, like they keep shooting glances at you.
I know, I'm staring at you and just talking
You're just
about
back. It's the awkward eye contact that you make whenever you glance at somebody. Oh
It's a
shit!
silent version of the Gollum and Schmeagol conversation.
The camera just keeps changing angles every so often.
Before I go to sleep, I'm going to open the window in my room. In case Bluebell wants to go get some air.
And as you do, you kind of feel the slightly cool breeze from the mountains roll in. Just brings a slight waft of home.
Oh, don't like that.
And you thought it would be beautiful, DM?
You're free to feel however you want about it.
And I close the window.
Home and I have a rocky relationship right now.
Oh, you saw your family. It was great.
Yeah, it went super well.
Anytime I see mountains in this campaign, for some reason, I just expect to see someone who's just yelling Thooms at dragons and just fucking shit up on the side of a mountain. Oh, there he is again. And he's gone.
I'm not saying none of the Goliaths are Dragonborn.
And then I look at Ghost and just tell him, get some rest. It's been a very long and trying day.
Well, I'm not drunk now, so it should,
It will be. But,
we should not do that again.
no promises, but I understand where you're coming from.
Right.
Then I give him the pat on the shoulder and will make my way to my room.
Okay. So you guys are not keeping watches.
Where's the last location of his GF?
Last time you saw her,
Or that we knew where she was. She was near us.
were you here when you spoke to her for that session?
I think it was just me.
No, that was I had an on call.
Yeah.
I had 2 on calls
Okay.
before I even could get here.
So again, to summarize, Ronan did meet up with her in Kapate and spoke to her at length. And she essentially confessed that the reason she was tracking you guys was that she didn't want anybody else to catch Ronan, because she didn't know what would happen if they did. And she offered an apology to both Ghost and Talon for injuring them in the previous combat.
Okay.
And Ronan essentially tried to convince her to go hide, to which she kind of half agreed, but she did agree to stop hunting you guys. But to answer your most direct question, last time you saw her was in Kapare a couple nights ago.
Yeah, we had the spot surrounded. Yeah, the jump.
I was there for that.
We had
I'm
to
just
jump on
dumb. Okay.
No, that's fine. I understand. It's been a couple months. Sometimes you, anytime we take 2 weeks off from the other campaign, I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I'm the one that has the fucking thick ass journal.
For the sending stone, does that reset at dawn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't say in the actual spell. Then I'm going to do one more thing before I go to bed, and then I'll promise I'll stop.
Very fun. By all means, do whatever you
I
want to do.
am going to message my friends.
Okay.
25 words, okay. Hello, friends. I hope everything is going well. Yeah. Wait.
Oh no, I counted everything's 2. That's fine.
Okay. Bluebell, one word, is staying with me forever.
Yeah, 13.
Hope all is well. Love you.
Okay.
The love ain't real if you don't send the emoji afterwards.
How many words do I have left?
6.
Every color of heart that's available.
Just a cacophony of rainbow hearts.
White, then through Roy G. Biv, and then black. Lightest to darkest. Roy G. Biv, I learned about it from the Jeff City folks. Apparently that's how everywhere but St. Louis learns the colors of the rainbow.
So I learned it.
Did you go to school around St. Louis, or did you
St.
go
Charles.
to St. Charles?
That's not St. Louis.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
But
it counts as the county, not the city.
yeah, but it's a whole different county from St. Louis County.
It is a different county.
Maybe it was rural enough for Roy G. Biv. But yeah,
It was.
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
it's the initials of the color of the rainbow. That's how they learned the color of the rainbow.
Red, orange,
Yellow, blue.
green, blue, violet.
Yeah.
We'll discuss that off camera. Get the fuck out of here, bro. No way. That's awesome.
I was like, we just had to learn the colors. Like, anyway, sorry.
I mean, in music, it was face and every good boy something.
Every good boy deserves cake.
Yeah, that's
Could
what
not
it
fucking tell you what that stands for, but I remember the acronym.
is. Well, yeah, it's based on what notes are.
Yeah.
And then for guitar tuning, I came up with the one of every dog growls before eating. Every angry dog growls before eating. That's what it was. Anyway. Welcome back to acronyms.
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, because it's EAG.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But yeah, so after a few moments, you feel the stone vibrate slightly with a magical energy, as you hear Ogbar's voice come through it. That was fucking scary for a second, but it is really good to hear your voice again. The quack is doing good. Much exploration. It is really cold in the mountains, but fun. We miss you too. A string of hearts.
I'm gonna hug this thing.
As you do, Bluebell just kind of glows a little bit in his nest.
I'll tell Bluebell that the quack is doing well.
Bluebell seems happy. Yep. And you guys all lay down for the evening. You find restful sleep comes to you. Any spell slots, anything like that, are returned to you as your night passes without incident.
DM, I believe I'm going to change.
As you guys rise in the morning, start going through your morning rituals. Skeletor, if you would like to roll for ducks, that's up to you.
That's right.
You hear a loud knock at the front door.
I answer it.
Right as you answer it, you see a small string of guards, probably between 6 and 10, and an ornate carriage with gold trimmings and obviously a lot of work put into it, along with a huge banner of the Evier coat of arms on the outside of it. And the door opens, and there's evidence of some issues for a second or two. For Lord Evier exits the cart, starts moving towards your guys' keep.
49.
I send out a psionic little yell to the party.
Okay.
To let them know we've got company.
Sorry, one last thing I forgot to mention. In the night, just anytime you guys would have kind of woke up to look over, the red moon is half full. Both the blue and green moons are new. and the violet moon is almost full. And there was a significant amount of noise coming from the walls of the city.
Kind of noise.
You recognize it as the sounds of the guards keeping different creatures of the night at bay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ooh. We should look for bounties and shit while we're here.
Bingo! Let's get paid. Okay, DM. I am going to take Bless, Compel Duel, and Divine Favor.
My favorite. Okay. So, as you guys are each going about your morning rituals, suddenly you hear Grindel give a shout out to you guys, informing you that Lord Evier is approaching your guys' keep.
Get up and go to the front door.
I'm gonna put Bluebell on my shoulder.
And as you do, Bluebell kind of, almost like a parrot for a second, has to kind of steady himself and then straightens up slightly. Lord Evier walks towards your guys' hold. You kind of see the guard forming a makeshift standing line, standing at attention as he does so. And as he gets relatively close to you guys, you just see the huge sword strapped across his back, wearing very regal clothes of a fine make. And you can see definitely just, there's a lot of finer jewelry kind of threaded throughout his hair and around his fingers and wrists. And as he sees you two standing there, claps his hands. Ah, yes, the mighty Waterwigglers. Welcome back to our fine city. Such a pleasure to have you with us. It's got the town in more than a bit of a tizzy.
Have we met him before?
Yeah.
Once.
Right after we saved this
He is a large man.
place from the.
Okay. Is it
big
bigger
boy.
than me?
He's thicker than you.
And we know
Everything's thicker than me.
That's true. You're incredibly lean for a Goliath.
fairly
Yeah.
certain he has a belt of giant strength. I knew that. I remember that.
Maybe.
I want that.
Really?
He's wearing a belt.
I just remember last time it was a prominent belt. It could just be him being
It's a belt
rich.
that's ornate. But as he looks over your group. But as always, you guys are always welcome here. Just curious if there was any particular reason you guys would, anything that I could do to make your stay more comfortable.
Did he start with the first half of that sentence and then change what he was saying, or was that just you?
That was me. More than
Okay.
anything else. Fair question though.
He just shows up drunk. Okay.
Well, if he switches from asking what we're doing to asking if he can make us more comfortable, it's a little sus.
He is a little sus, but not in this particular sentence.
I just kind of do a quick bow, and in general, I don't telepathically speak to nobles.
Right.
It's a bad idea.
I will
Aww.
I will follow suit and bow with him.
Oh, did you come down? Okay.
After he told us he was here, I would come down.
Gotcha.
I'll curtsy.
Go ahead and make a performance check.
I'm a girl.
You're also a Goliath.
And a barbarian.
I don't want to bow because then my duck will fall.
You don't want to. You're gonna duck instead of bow, just because you have a duck.
Yeah, 19, and I'm a girl.
You managed to shockingly well with the grace and dignity you would not have expected of Excalibur. She performs an agile bow. Let's go ahead and dole an inspiration. Helen.
I have inspiration from I don't know how many fucking in-game days ago.
I think it's been 2 days since you were here last. Would you give me ghosts, please?
Maybe?
My cup, I
Oh.
think. Excalibur.
Your left.
Ronan.
Right. 3 times in a row. I'm the man.
Face card?
Face card.
Grindle.
Right.
Am I right or you're right?
Mine. So that's why I tried gesturing.
No, I just want to be sure.
Sorry.
And then, Ghost needs to pick
I got
one.
Ghost one.
Okay.
Do you not get one?
No, you got one.
Oh, you started.
Oh, okay.
That bounce back and forth.
Brothers in arms.
I don't know what
We
it
all
means
got-
exactly, but
We all.
Oh, wow. I mean, if you kind of think about
I
Actually,
it.
don't think there's any non-face cards in this deck.
There are.
No, we all got face cards besides mine.
I believe 5 is
really?
the lowest.
Okay.
Did we all pick the right hand, the right card from him this time?
Yeah,
I
pick 12.
picked his left hand.
But the
Wow.
correct one.
Like,
Pretty much.
and he,
Is it a
I think you
wrong
guys all picked 12.
yeah, we all picked well. No, like
Okay.
we all just picked well.
Okay.
And he gave out an extraordinary poker face like normal. This is
It
fantastic.
helps that I don't actually look at the cards.
Oh,
Yeah, I was like, you get no sign from which card is
I literally
better.
just go.
okay. No, that's good. All right, guys, if we get into some shit, we can double.
We can add 40 to someone roll, guys.
You actually can. If you guys all at 47, if you all burn your inspiration on the
I
same
only
shit.
have an 8.
Oh, I thought you
I
had
thought you had a face card.
I do, but face cards go down to 5 on this.
That's not a face card. It's an 8.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, there's no giant number on
So
it.
yeah, the face card would be like a a normal face card.
That's what I thought, but then all the normal numbers still have titles and shit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, every card has a title.
That's because it's a fancy deck.
Yeah, there is no cards without titles.
Your bougie shit is confusing me.
It's a tarot card deck. I didn't make this shit.
Back to the noble.
Lord Evier.
Yes, Rainin.
Yep, that's it.
Ronan would just look visibly like, how the fuck? Sure, yes, Lord Evier.
Sure.
Who's Raiden?
We've been adventuring with him for months.
I thought his name was Ronan.
It is.
Yes, that's Rainin. I'm guest.
I'm scalded, vetted.
In all fairness, your name actually does change every time you say it.
Goes with Twitter.
No, I mean in game.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have any crafters here who are very good with making unique weapons?
Rainin, here we have some of the best crafters in all of Terraton, in all of the world.
Do you have any high recommendations?
Certainly, my notebook is somewhere over here, and I lost the mic.
I want to insight check that.
You know?
I feel like he believes himself.
Am I the one who always forces you to go through the notebook looking for
You would think I would just know to have it on the table.
Come on, DM, what's the name? That's right, open it up to that
His name is
blank.
D. And he's a dick.
Open that name up to that blank page.
Blank page.
Open the book up to the blank page, just say a name. That's right. Do what we all do.
His name is Paper.
His name is Hunden.
Hunden Sonata.
Particularly skilled dwarf down in the market square.
Swear. Hunden.
Which actually, at the mention of the name, Talon, you would get a little spark of recognition. This was a dwarf who approached you yesterday, asking if you guys would come to his house. His son wanted to meet you guys.
We can do that.
Does he only do magical stuff?
Oh, he is an extremely skilled craftsman, specializes in enchantments, but he is a skilled smith in his own right.
Did we all hear like the sounds last night at the wall?
Yes.
And thank you for that information, Lord Evier. Real quick, what was going on last night at the walls?
Well, my dear friend, unfortunately, on moonless nights, the creatures get especially restless. Don't worry, nothing that our fine soldiers couldn't handle on their own, but does mean that they get a little more daring than they would perhaps normally be. I don't know where I had a sergeant of mine handle the matter. I think you may have met him at the wedding. William Hart, a little rough around the edges for my taste, but he is a capable warrior.
Well, while we're in town, if you need anything done, just know our services are available. Or if there are any bounties or things that are of pressing time and you don't have enough manpower to divide it up, we'd be more than willing to take care of that for you.
Well, a most gracious offer, and not that my men wouldn't be capable of hunting down any such rascals that might be hiding out in the hills like the cowards that they are, but of course, my priority as a leader has always been the protection of our people. So, I believe there may be a few notice boards of a couple bandits and the like if you were so inclined. But please, your comfort is paramount here, so don't fear that you have to.
We appreciate that. Thank you, Lord Evian. I'll bow again and turn around, and anybody who's behind me just sees the look of this fucking guy on his face.
You guys see Lord Evier start to approach back to his carriage. Get the sense this was very much a showmanship, public appearance kind of thing.
How many people are outside as this is happening? Like,
It's not a huge crowd. There are a few onlookers. Kind of just people that are keeping a curious watch.
before Lord Evier leaves, Ghost is typing something to me.
He is. I also have Discord.
Uh,
Not to have COVID. Okay, a couple items that he wants to buy.
okay. Okay, we'll get those. We can find those. Okay. Yeah, no, we're good.
Alright. So, you guys had previously discussed that you may want to visit Michael and William. It's up to you guys if you would like to do that, or if you just want to pack up and head out of the city.
I wanted to do some shopping.
Let's go shopping!
Yeah, let's do it. I want to go shopping too.
There are a few things I need to pick up as well.
Yes, Ghost, you had something. Something from a monster.
I want to. There's some things that might help make a couple of things I was looking into. One is going to be a little harder to find. I need some items from a rust monster, but they said it would be harder to find in towns, but that Equus might have some. Supposedly a big shipping place.
I just need a blacksmith.
Well, then I guess we'll make our way to the market and we'll do some shopping, some light shopping real quick and find what we're looking for. Talon, do you need anything?
Not particularly, but I can take a look around since we're
Any alchemical
Making a
supplies
run.
you may need? Any?
I'll take a look.
I hate to be that guy, but because we're a unified adventuring team, want to maybe get some matching colors going, or you know, get some insignias done while we're here.
Our insignia is just one of these.
People start asking, is that a fleshlight?
Ghost just typed no!
And then Ronan will pull out the pendant that it has a giant crescent moon, or it's a crescent moon with 7 water drops around it.
I was trying to count to see if there was enough of us for each of us to be a color of the rainbow. There's not.
Oh, you wanted us to be the Power Rangers.
We need 3 more.
Well, if you include the Cyclopses and Bluebell,
That's 8.
Yeah.
And I wasn't perfect. I added the Cyclops and on the raindrops, but I didn't add the water drops. I didn't add the Bluebell. God damn it. I didn't know this was going to happen.
The Cyclopses are gonna need some big uniforms.
I'm gonna go
there's
with
only 7 colors of the rainbow.
R-O-Y.
R-O-Y-G-B.
I spelled out Biv. There's only 7.
Ghost says dibs on the Black Ranger.
You!
Ghost said dibs on what?
Dibs on the Black Ranger.
Is there a purple ranger?
There is now.
Oh, is there now?
Isn't there a Key and Peele skit where they keep calling he's the Green Ranger and they keep calling him the Black Ranger?
Yeah.
I hated the Power Rangers because the only options for girls were pink or yellow, and I hate both of those colors.
Not,
Or purple.
Let me
No,
see.
the purple. There was no purple ranger
Not yet,
when
not
we
the
were
original
kids,
ones.
No.
Oh yeah, not the original.
and it would have been a boy.
Well, keep in mind, of course, in the original, the one black dude was the Black Ranger.
And he danced like
And-
he did breakdancing and rapping and shit.
Yeah, and the white girl was the Pink Ranger. The Asian girl was the Yellow Ranger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There were some choices made.
To grow up in the 90s.
I'm gonna go shopping
Teenagers
with
with
them.
attitude.
And what did my boy say? That could have been any teenager in the world.
Somebody made the point, if you ever want to see if something was made in the 90s, look for the word attitude. It will be in there somewhere.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Grindel, what did you say?
I'm gonna go shopping with them.
All right,
Okay.
we're all heading to the market square.
Everybody going to the market?
So is that a no on matching stuff?
I don't, not if it's ostentatious. Something small, maybe. Kind of got a look I like.
That's a no.
I'm okay with it.
That's a yes.
I really like my blue.
That's a no.
You can
I'm
believe
okay
it'd
with
be
an
the blue
additional
one.
insignia, but no new clothes.
I expected more from you.
Quack Rogers has never been so disappointed.
We will meet with the Quack Vendors about this.
I recognize that the council has made a decision, but given that it's a stupid-ass decision, I have elected to ignore it.
I think a small insignia thing would be better just for blending in purposes.
Okay.
Maybe we don't go
removable.
around promoting who we are.
Well, here it's okay.
Here it's fine, but we go many places.
That's why I said something removable.
Yes, yeah. No, I agree.
Wise.
Sure.
So will this be okay?
Talon.
And he just lifts up his pendant. Would this be okay? And tuck it under your armor like I do when we leave here.
I'm okay with that.
I think that would be.
Pendants.
Pendants, charm bracelets. It's cute. Whatever you want to call it.
And Ronan would just stare
Can we
at
get
Ghost.
ones that make us invisible?
How much gold do you guys have?
We have 3,000.
a piece.
Yeah, I have 4,700.
I have 2. I have 6,000.
You may certainly try to find a magical ring of invisibility for that
No,
price.
we're not asking for a magical ring of invisibility. We're asking
I'm
for
sorry,
something
magical.
enchanted
Yeah.
for invisibility. That's all.
You might find one.
If we can, maybe we can pull a little cash together, and we'll get one, and we'll put it on the barbarian.
Fucking terrifying. That's worse than a pocket barbarian. Or a pocket rogue.
All right.
Because the invisibility doesn't drop with your bonus action, it drops with your action.
It's good to see Mikey post shit up in the chat, but it's also delayed, so I have to think like 20 seconds back. But Talon, as you guys are talking, you do feel Ghost just a little bit uneasy.
About anything in particular?
You recognize kind of the similar twitch and things he has when he's struggling with his mental passenger.
He's quite literally Dexter. His dark passenger.
His dark passenger, yeah. Sometimes you'll kill people and throw them in the river. And
Sometimes you drive into a hurricane.
sometimes you pick up your son again.
We don't talk about the end of Dexter.
Apparently New Blood didn't go much better.
Yeah.
But anyway, you guys may certainly head to the market if you so desire.
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Okay. So as you guys head into town, you notice it is particularly boisterous. There is almost mini festival size. Obviously, you can tell that there hasn't been time to properly set anything up, but there are quick banners and streamers that are thrown up. You see people kind of clapping and celebrating. A lot of people cheering you as you walk through the streets. It's a bit disconcerting. You guys are not used to being thrust into limelight. It stands in stark contrast to when you guys are able to move with legit. That's when you guys are able to move with any form of anonymity or even a form of curious hostility is closer to what you're used to enduring as opposed to this celebration of your guys' appearance. But people are excited. You
Little
are,
wave and blow kisses at the crowds.
as you do, there's definitely a notable response. A lot of people, just kind of clapping, and even a few more boisterous dwarves just yes. People are repeatedly trying to get you to come have a drink with them. It's just a loud showing. And you even see there are a few people that have assimilated a form of costumes with their children. It's a little bit crude, but you can recognize in particular, there are children that are waving around recreations of your bar stool, or you recognize recreations of the Lunari sigil on quite a few of them.
I'm hugging anybody dressed like me.
There are quite a few. You are a popular choice amongst the kiddos.
Oh my God, brother! Fucking 7 from the boys. That's what we're just out. We're publicly known. We're embracing fans.
You know what that makes you?
Shut up! Don't you fucking don't you fucking say it. Don't stop looking at me like that. Anyway, I will as we're walking through and I see the people and they're cheering, I will just walk by and just start slapping their hands and stuff and pointing. You're a hero too. Anybody can do it.
Doing the Hancock thing?
Yeah, anybody can do it, bro. You guys are great.
Oh, you missed one, by the way.
Oh, thank
Does
you.
anybody? Are there any people with parchment or anything?
Yeah, they're as far as asking for autographs, absolutely.
I will sign as much as I can.
You manage a few. It's definitely not your neatest work.
I'm also gonna try.
You make a scribble. It is a mark.
Ghost needs to make a stealth check.
There's at least an S,
We
right?
know he's.
There is an S.
Okay.
You know the first letter pretty damn well.
I think we very well know he's trying to avoid all of this.
I rolled the natural 1. Oh, he has advantage.
That's right, because of the cloak.
That is fucking funny though.
Another one.
Okay, significantly better.
Yeah. So as we're doing this, Ghost is probably gone, or at least somewhere else in the crowd.
Ghost got 30.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I'm sorry, 29.
DM, we lost Ghost. We don't know where he went.
He blends into the crowd by cheering for us.
He immediately mentions, I have advantage. We love you, Mikey. Damn!
And then I will go look for Doit, Doit, D-O-I-T, the dwarven craftswoman who made the pendant.
Are you telling us who you're looking for and what they do before you leave?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going with him.
Yeah, she's a sapphire vendor that you ran into. And you managed to find her fairly easily. And as you kind of walk up to her, okay, young man and tall friend. What can I do for you both?
Hello, Dot. I was wondering if, I'll pull out the pendant, if you can make me 7 more of these.
What is this?
6 more.
6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for your friends.
Yeah, but you already have one, so you need 6 more. 7 total.
What did I say? 6?
You said you needed 7 more, and then
Oh.
you counted 6 people that you need to buy them for.
Oh, I just exposed myself. I need 7.
Put a number in Cassandra.
I need 7.
She looks at you with confusion for a while. This is some good work. I could probably work on this. It'd probably make it.
Yes, yeah, I believe you could. the one who made it. So I believe.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah. I believe you'll be fine, and I'll take off my opinion and leave it with her so she can base it directly off of that.
Let's see here. I'm back in 4 hours. It'll be done tomorrow.
Wait, no, just very quickly. Wait. Very, very quickly. Do you do enchantments here as well?
Chanting is not my skill set. I make very fine jewelry if you're interested in that sort of thing.
Okay, then no problem. Then I will be back tomorrow.
Come back in 4 hours. It'll be done tomorrow.
I'll be back in 4 hours then. Thank you.
Do you make any armor?
No, I just make jewelry, dear.
Okay, thank you.
And then I'll hear Scales ask for armor. Are you looking for a specific armor?
Small.
Okay. Then we will go to.
She says that Bluebell
Don't worry
just
about it.
spreads his wings.
That's
Never mind.
Did I not write his name down? What the fuck? Well, fuck me. I did not write the artificer dwarf's name down that made the hilt of the blade for me.
That was not in this town.
Oh, then we're okay. We are okay then.
So we just need to find an armorer.
Yeah, we just need to find an armor then.
You guys were given the name of good armor.
Hunden.
Enchanter.
So we will go.
Hunden, yes.
Hunden. We will go to Hunden. We will go for Hunden.
As you guys head to the market, takes a little bit of searching, primarily with Talon's assistance, as he was the one that was approached. But eventually, you guys do recognize the. Sorry, Ricky. You do recognize the long, tied back red hair and thick, bushy beard of Hunden, who is kind of clothed in thick leather jerkin that's kind of, you can tell, covered in different soot and bits of coal and metal and things in that nature. And as you guys approach, you kind of see him look up and be a little bit excited and just, there! I was wondering if I'd be seeing you guys again. Come by and have a drink, have you?
I'll take a drink, but we're also looking for some armor.
For very small armor for something not human shaped.
That's unusual. What'd you have in mind?
I hold out Bluebell.
Get a piece of Bluebell. You see him almost in a weird mixture of a gem appraiser and a biologist examining Bluebell. And Bluebell's just not necessarily fighting, just a little bit thrown. Kind of stops and looks at it. Well, this would be a bit unusual. I could make some armor that would fit on him. I don't know to be able to fly with it.
That's okay.
Well, I mean, that's doable enough. Let me have a moment here. You see him begin pulling out, appears to be like a very, very thin form of a tanned hide. You kind of see him begin taking it out, and he pulls a large pencil out of his pocket and begin kind of tracing Bluebell's measurements on it. You kind of see as he begins putting different pins in it. Hold still, you little blasted thing. Bluebell's just kind of slightly shivering, trying to hold still, just not used to having stuff thrown on him, and then poked a little bit.
I'm gonna say to Bluebell, calm down. It will help you be more protected in case we get into trouble.
Bluebell, you hear your words, and after a moment, just glows slightly. As he does, Hunden just kind of, what the fuck? That is not normal.
She glows.
And there she does. Holy shit.
Doesn't she change in size too?
The duck?
Does Bluebell change in size or does she just glow?
She just
She
glows.
just glows. You guys might have cast enlarge on it at some point.
I believe we did. Okay.
Okay, when I summon multiple ducks, are they varying sizes?
Very slightly, not. They're all still small creatures.
Okay.
But yeah, there's a few inches, difference. They were fatter last time you summoned them.
Okay.
But yes, after a few moments, you see kind of pulls the. Yeah, that's a bit unusual, but doable certainly, especially for renowned warriors such as yourselves. But yeah, I can put something together. Take a little bit to kind of get it exactly right. But
What
yeah, I
would
can
your
certainly.
cost be for a set?
Oh, please, for you guys, I can do that free of charge.
What would the cost be for 32 sets?
What? Yeah.
That would be considerably more expensive, as I'd have to acquire the ingots. It would take quite a bit longer. I'm not saying I couldn't do it. It would take some time.
Elsa, you're trying to get 32 sets of duck armor.
How many sets would you be able to do by tomorrow?
Let's see, I got a few orders in the back burner, but I could move those to the side.
Oh no. This entire time.
Joseph Luder in the Quack Order.
This entire time, we thought that the Grace was the bad guy.
If I were to push it to my limits, I could get 9 done by this evening.
And what would your cost be?
Hell, Quackdra.
For all 32, let's see, I mean, I have to Google real quick.
It's called a barding, and it is usually, I think it's twice as expensive as the human version. Usually.
Yeah, that's what I'm searching
For
around.
armor? For a duck?
It's because it has to be tailored to an animal.
Usually
specifically.
bardings are for horses.
Yeah, well, when you
and
buy
weighing animals.
armor, it's already typically shaped to a humanoid form. It's typically made in advance and then just tailored slightly, if anything.
I was just looking for like a little teeny tiny helmet and then maybe like a little teeny tiny chest plate.
Oh, well, that'd be easier. I mean, if I thought
I
you
don't
meant-
need like full plate armor for a duck.
Oh, well, that's what I assumed you wanted. I mean, that depends on how
That's
expensive
fair.
you
I
want
should
the
have.
armor.
I didn't know that they had actually gone into
The mechanics
animal
of
armor
it.
that fucking much. I should have known.
Oh, they haven't, but he's willing to do it.
Okay.
And I am looking for a melee weapon with the finesse property.
Well, let's see. It kind of depends on how extensive you want the armor to get. If you're looking for just something very simple that'll cover the important pieces of the duck, I could do that for, say, probably about 400 gold apiece.
Peace.
Actually, we'd just rather have the ring of invisibility for that amount of gold.
Well, if you're buying,
32 times 400 is a decent chunk of change.
yeah, it is.
12,000. That's twice what I have now. We're not gonna do that. Never mind. I'll just.
Do the one duck.
Yeah, we'll do one duck.
Yeah, one duck I can do for 400. Can get that done in a couple hours, no problem.
You said free a couple minutes ago.
I did. The DM forgot about that.
Real quick, London. I have a strange request, but Lord Evier
I
says
specialize in strange requests, my friend. I literally just agreed to make armor for a duck.
Are you familiar with a weapon known as a sunblade?
Not intimately, but I am aware of them, yes.
And I will pull out the hill. I was wondering, would you be able to blend the two? And I will pull out the untouched longsword.
Looks at it. Well, that is interesting. Well, if you're asking purely about the skill, I have it.
Right.
The difficulty comes in the actual creation of a sunblade. You see, you can't just make a sunblade on any day of the week. It's got to be during the equinox. Which, I mean, you're not in a horrible advantage on, as it comes up in a couple of weeks' time.
Perfect. Okay.
So, I could forge it for you during that time if you were around. It would be an expensive process. Some blades don't exactly come by every day of the week.
I understand.
But enchanting it with all the... This is rather unique blade in its own right. I don't know exactly how effective it would be, but I could certainly try it.
Let's just run through some ideas.
Oh, by all means, I understand.
I'll come back later. But where are your kids?
My son, he's inside actually.
Why don't you bring them on out?
It actually might be easier if you guys were to go in.
Okay.
He particularly wanted to meet Talon.
Okay. Is Talon with us? Yeah. Okay.
While they're doing that, I would like to see if you have anything that would be suited to...
Yes, I apologize. Finesse, you said, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I have a great number of weapons already. Is there anything special you had in mind, or? I mean, I got daggers, scimitars. You name it, I carry some form of it.
A rapier or...
Plenty of rapiers. I mean, do you want one specific? You can chop it, maybe do some cool shit with it.
What about... something like...
Let me see here. Please feel free to discuss among yourselves while I read through this. Or, you know, don't.
No, what happened? I missed what happened.
I have to read through this for a second. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sorry.
I know what I want to do.
Yeah?
Yeah. I know what I want to do with it.
What are you gonna do? Or you want to keep it secret?
I'm going to try to Darth.
Gonna try what?
I'm going to try to Darth Maul this bitch up. One hand is the blade. Comes the non-blade.
Mm.
I think I might do that.
That'd be cool.
Well, I can certainly tell you don't have anything like that ready. I have to enchant it with some dragon parts, which aren't in a huge supply, but I would be capable of making something like that. It would be a bit expensive. I don't know exactly what your all's funds look like. You don't mind my saying? Wait, you heard you guys. But I could do something like that for, well, for a water wiggler. I'd say 4,000 gold, I could do that.
How long?
Oh, it took me a couple days at least to get the pieces in. If I did it on a rush. And then to work through the night to get the pieces actually put together. Depending if I'm going to make 32 sets of duck armor.
You're not.
Well, right. But, assuming this was my only other project, depending on the assembly I could get done, once the pieces come in, it would take me half a day to get together.
All right.
Okay.
Payment now?
Please. Everything you guys have done for City Actors are more than good for it. Anything else you guys wanted to ask about?
We'll theory craft later on. Like to do.
Oh, of course.
You say your son is inside.
Yes. Well, you'll see.
I look group and Talon, he really wants to meet you. Why don't you lead the way?
Sure.
As you guys walk inside the Smith's house, it's not especially large. You can tell it's made of a kind of pitch-protected wood thatching, so that should embers from the forge fresh the house doesn't go up in fire. But there's definitely some fine craftsmanship and work put into the home. It's lit inside by several sconces, kind of lined around the walls, almost like an LED light strip, essentially, to put around. And you can definitely see kind of the dwarven enchanter influence. You can see several gemstones and half-finished weapons laid around the room. Obviously, projects that he's working on, or perhaps commissions that he's had put in. And then nearby the fire, fireplace. I should say there's kind of roaring fire glowing. You see the first assumed to be a dwarf, and realized it's actually a dwarfen child. It's even shorter than most dwarves are. Sitting by the fire. And he doesn't look over at you guys, but he perks up slightly as you enter the house. And as you do, Hundin speaks out loudly. Hey, son. Alright. Actually, ran into the water wigglers while I was in town earlier, and asked them if they'd be kind enough to come visit. Had to see, Gross a little bit. Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, are they okay with? No, that's fine. They're good. Mr. Talon, please, if you don't mind, sir. Are you wearing the glasses at the moment?
No.
Okay. So as you walk forward, you feel the presence of this child sitting there. And you can kind of feel the apprehension radiating off him. And then as you kind of stop in front of him, you feel, I should say, Hundin kind of grow slightly tense. A couple of weeks ago, there was my son went down to the Underdark Mine. Fortunately, an accident. A full of gems exploded. A little bit too close. And the gems blew fire dust everywhere. Started to get out of the way in time, and maybe if I'd been there, things would have been smoother. We could have gotten them healed faster, but it burned his corneas out. The healers say that they won't really be able to do anything with him without really advanced shit. But he's been doing okay. But he said he wanted to. And it looks over. Sorry. Almin, this is Ronan. Or Talon, sorry. Okay, flipped you guys again. Haven't done that for a while. And he kind of reaches up and tries to grasp at your hand for a second. Takes him a few tries. I just wanted to thank you. After my accident, I was really scared. And things, I didn't know what to think. And the first few days were really hard. But after that, I spent a little time thinking and remembered you guys. You fought against that five-headed snake thing. Saved us all. And
Were you able to see that?
well, not personally. I saw the play that was done afterwards. But I realized I didn't have to be scared just because I can't see. Because you can. It helped. Say thank you.
There's a simple beauty in things without actually having to see it.
Sorry, your DM portrayed a speck of human emotion.
How dare you?
How dare I?
Nerd.
But don't expect though to be.
Turned to against me.
You have done that yourself.
And you see kind of and then just you feel the pride and the pleasure kind of just softly. Thank you. You've been an inspiration, dude. keeps talking about how just because he's blind doesn't mean he can't be a hero someday.
These might help. Reach into my bag. Hand him the glasses.
Okay.
They're only a temporary fix. So, I'll only be able to use them sparingly. But he'll have some semblance of his old life back, at least a little bit at a time.
You see Undan just kind of shakily reach forward and almost drop him as he first grabs him and just... I can't. That's not... Thank you. Just kind of see him try to compose himself for a moment. I promise you drinks. Let's have that.
Well, while we're giving things up, Ronan will take his headband off his head, and he will go and wrap it around the boy's head. Now you have not only the bravery and wisdom of Talon, now have the heart and the spirit.
And you see the kid just kind of smile brightly, and you recognize him. Assume something similar to your defensive stance with your shield. When I grow up, I want to protect people from all the bad things. Like important, I think, to defend what we have. I guess I just always grew up seeing our soldiers, and I know they're brave, do what they can. When that giant thing came through, the army didn't know what to do for a long time. It was a group of visitors who actually helped make a difference. Just see, you stop and look back and see Undan is hastily wiping tears away from his eyes as he's grabbing you guys ales and drinks.
This is the same dwarf that I just ordered the armor from?
Yes.
Okay.
A wise man once told me, fight for what you believe is right, not for what you're told is right. There isn't a lot of money involved. Have we come across some? Sure. But we don't go outside and say...
Sometimes you find solid gold chandeliers.
Sometimes. We don't go outside and say...
Dropping 4,000 gold
On a sword.
We don't go outside and say, we'll only kill this monster if there's money involved. At least I don't.
You hear ghosts from the shows? Some of us do.
No, not all. Some of us go and decide to fight that monster knowing that it can go one of two ways, and that's not the thought. The thought is, how much time can I buy these people?
Keep people safe. Thank you, guys.
Then I will turn around and walk up to Undan, and with my back turned towards the kid, I just put my hand on his shoulder. Got a strong kid.
He's a good boy. That's some pretty damn inspirational people look up to lately. Enough of this yappy shit. So let's drink, please. He immediately passes you guys all so surprisingly large tankards of ale.
Naturally. Of course. Of course.
Yeah, you guys, if you're so inclined, may go ahead and share a couple drinks. Anything else in particular you guys want to accomplish while you're with him?
Bounty board.
Bounty board.
Bounty board. Bounty board. Bounty board.
Okay.
We will look for one.
Alright. And there are a number of boards posted in the center of the town that are just asking for odd jobs and things of that nature. And as you kind of look back over it, find that there, in particular, are 2 bounties posted within the city.
Yeah.
The first is for a thief that has been raiding different towns within the Five Horns in the middle of the night. The guards have posted a 5,000 gold reward for his capture. Alive.
Is there a description or anything on him?
There is.
Okay.
It's described as being a tall humanoid figure, fairly slender, with long white hair.
What's the second one?
The second one is a reward for the capture, dead or alive, of a, reading through it, you see he was previously a farmer, apparently, who sold several fraudulent crops through different druid-crafted spells talent in order to essentially quintuple his profits on goods that don't last
What an asshole.
before disappearing.
What's the bounty on him?
The bounty on him is 10,000.
Remember, guys, we don't do this for the gold. But if we're gonna get paid,
It's a nice perk.
paid.
What's the scene from the beginning of which movie is that with the Guardians?
The Galaxy?
Is that the beginning of Infinity War where they're going to save someone and they're like,
Bingo! Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Infinity War.
we do it to help people, but maybe they'll send us some cheddar cheese for our troubles.
And if they don't, we'll just rob them.
Bingo!
Thief or farmer? Thief or farmer?
Well, the farmer, we know where to find him, right?
The farmer, you do not know where to find him.
Okay. Is there a description of the farmer?
There is actually a greater description. The farmer is a male human that appears to be in his mid-40s.
Do you have a name?
There is a name.
Because the thief sounds like me. Tall, humanoid, slender, long white hair.
Fair enough. Thief, I just said it. Oh, the thief goes by Salith, which is S-L-E-T-H.
The farmer goes by Salih.
The farmer goes by Salith, I apologize.
Okay.
Well, technically both kind of thieves.
How do you spell it?
S-L-E-T-H.
Which one paid more?
The farmer.
The farmer faced me.
The farmer was 10 bands and 10,000 gold, and the
Thief is
thief is
5,000
5,000 gold.
The farmer, last seen, was just to the south of Altonhold.
Oh, okay. I was like, where the fuck? Okay, that's
And the
north.
thief moves about the 5 corners?
The thief
Five
moves around the
Horns.
Five Horns, which is actually in Every Hall.
Oh. So maybe we do the thief since it's local. And then when we go to leave, we can look for the farmer.
Yeah, we keep our eye out because we have to go to. Can you bring up the major map again, DM?
Because we have, are we going to
I'm sorry,
Sapphire
not the
Shores
major map,
next?
the map of Cragnock Range. Cragnock, there we go. Because we still want to kind of swing by here.
Because we have to go to Sapphire Shores.
Yep, and then
Yeah.
we want to swing by here first to figure out more of Land's backstory that he was lying to me about.
Okay.
And then we'll jump to the Sapphire Shores from there.
But, so we look in town for the thief. And then do we want to try to go up to Aldenhold to look for the farmer?
I mean, it's local, so we could. Evier Hall.
How far away is Aldenhold? How many days travel?
Let's figure it out.
with my stupid shit.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I don't forget your fucking.
I really like it, okay? Okay.
I'm just getting into.
Okay. I'm not doing shit.
Yeah, I'm not either. So, covering the vice president of my company if we're on call tonight. Figure it's good to, get in the good side of things.
There you go. And nice and good with them.
Me.
Nope.
Nope, we both work there now.
Good.
We're not doing
I
that.
could already technically do that.
Hey, listen, guys. I give you passcodes.
Good.
Nope.
There's some
Passcodes are individual to people.
There's some places you don't need passcodes for.
Thank you. Mark, we'll talk later. We'll talk off.
I'm not saying this on.
It would be. Oh my gosh, brain. About 125 miles. Typical driving pace is 24 miles a day. Given your redonkulous shit, it is 48 for you, so we'll round up and say 50. So it would be about 2.5 days.
Have you ever been to Altenhold?
Altenhold is the house of a Banner household, but it's not a place where you've particularly had reason to act as an emissary.
So you wouldn't be able to tree us there. But once we get there, you can tree us back to Evier Hall.
You can.
Oh, we have to go to Little Rock too.
What's in Little Rock? Well, yeah, but we can do that.
Yeah,
So my plan is we look for the thief here, go up to
Thief here,
Altenhold, look for the
Altenhold.
farmer, tree back to Evier Hall, go to Equus, and then Little Rock, and then Sapphire Shores.
You guys don't have to do everything, too. I'm just saying.
No.
We're completionists.
We're gonna complete the game at
100%
100%.
this.
Don't even worry about this.
Platinum!
The best way to do that is to destroy the planet and then everything's done. We just go.
Did we just become the bad guys
A
in this?
relative Thanos approach.
He only did half. Let's just put that out
Okay,
there.
half of everybody. This is half. This is just a whole one planet. It's not as bad.
A little more Vegeta than Thanos.
Yeah.
Okay. A thief?
Thief. And we're looking for a thief that... Does it give a gender to the thief?
It's not.
All it has is tall, slender, white hair.
They have not managed to make out specifically who or what it is.
We could look for the thief, and if all fails, pretend I'm the thief, and then you guys just break me out.
What if they decide to kill you?
What?
For thieving?
It's a 5K gold bounty. That's a lot of gold.
They probably want their head. I mean, we could attempt to break you out before the execution date, but we're good here. That
Okay.
would really shatter our image here.
Is there like a point of contact for any further details on things? No.
Appears this is all the information they have.
What about our friend who we paid the gold to for the information? We reach out to him.
You weren't really giving away to contact him.
He said if we look for him, he would find us if we started looking for him.
It's very different from like a business card.
No, I'm not talking about business card, but
You may try to go look for him.
all right, I think that's the approach I think that's the approach Ghost would take.
Ghost would help you if that's what you wanted to do.
All right. So thief, farmer, collect on our bounties, which means we gotta go back to the tower like in Destiny and go see Zavala in the Cryptarch, and then
It's weird because you say go back to the tower and that means something very different in game.
I'm gonna trade in my engrams.
yeah, trading your ingrams, all that good stuff. Jump over to Aquis, jump down to Little Rock, jump over to Sapphire Shores. Leave Sapphire Shores, hopefully with some type of information for Ghost. If not, I can make a call, see where that goes from there. Head back up to the Lost Islands, deal with this thing, and then we will jump down to the tower and kill her Grace. Are we squared on that?
You hear Grendel? I have a name.
You hear land.
Lan. Randall hears I have a name.
I didn't give him permission to use my mouth that time.
Randall hears Lan say I have a name.
That's what she said.
Oh, wait, there's an epic flaw. Before we get to the Lost Islands, we need to stop in Lethal and deal with Cramps. Is that his name? Cramps? And deal with his ass. Then jump over to the Lost Isles, deal with Land, then jump down to the Tower.
Don't
of
you
Killer
go to the Dark Swamps and then the tower? Because
The Dark Swamps isn't where the...
supporters against her?
We do, so when we're leaving the Lost Islands, we'll stop at the Dark Swamps and then go kill her Grace.
Where did... Because my friends were going back to their, like, where they're... Okay.
They're in Lethal.
Well, and before we go up to the Lost Islands, we were supposed to go to Merchant's Haven.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you just don't want to do that.
No, I definitely want to do that. I was thinking of you guys, which I've been meaning to talk to you guys.
It's never good when you've been meaning to talk to us.
You need you to prepare news.
Yeah. I want you guys to know, you don't have to go back to the Dream Park with me. You don't want to. This is not for like an us thing. This is purely me being
Okay, are you done?
selfish. I just wanted to put that out there.
You're done, so it's gonna happen, so...
Okay.
I mean, if we're gonna deal with your crazy psycho girlfriend, we'll deal with your daddy issues too.
I can't say anything because you have a similar problem to me, so...
Yeah, we'll also deal with the thing in your head. I mean, jeez, this guy carrying around a psychopath in his brain.
No one knows he's a psychopath. There's hints.
Pretty big hints.
Well, the mom now
Such as the giant neon sign saying, I have killed people and might be a psychopath.
The mom really gives off psychopath vibes. Like it was passed down. I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of her was...
You and I remember Budapest very differently.
Shit. Anybody who offers that type of threat inside of a cell is not to be trifled with. Oh, Land's mom? Yeah, she's a definite... She's a, what is it, a stage 5 clinger? She's fucking crazy. But if that is something you all want to do, then...
Okay, I can find him. It's a lot of confidence.
I'm pretty sure Ghost really knew how to get him.
Ghost does.
Okay.
And then, are we talking to Michael or William before leaving the city?
Yes, we'll definitely talk to them. Okay.
I'm just saying, if we're gathering people in the Dark Swamps.
Yeah, we'll talk to them before we leave the city. Did I miss anything? Did anybody else need to do anything?
You said it was a day on my sword?
It would take him
A day to make it.
it will take him half a day to make it once he has materials. It'll take a couple days to get the materials in.
He didn't say how long on the armor. I didn't ask.
It would take him a few hours on the armor.
Oh, okay.
And you asked him how many he could make in a day. He told you he could make 9 in a day.
But I only ordered 1.
Yes.
Okay.
It wasn't here where the bioalchemist was, right? That was in a different
No,
city.
that was in Oleum.
Okay.
Do we need to stop anywhere else?
Well, we have to decide at a certain point what we're going to do about Kazuya.
Yeah, we'll cross
That's
that
a
bridge.
tomorrow problem.
Yeah, that's
It feels like a lot of a today problem.
We have enough today problems. The books are full.
we'll deal with Kazuya. I'll deal with Kazuya. We'll figure
Will
this
you?
out.
That's going to be a we thing, not a you thing.
I'm just saying a dark talk in a room doesn't feel like it's going to fix his problem.
We'll deal with that when we cross that bridge. As of right now, our books are loaded.
I'm just saying, if your hope is to kiss your problems every single time, you're going to start losing lips.
Not kiss problems, but as of right now, he hasn't done anything. He hasn't done anything.
He gave us an eyeless tiefling. And presumably did something.
Presumably, allegedly, he hasn't done anything yet.
Didn't he kill his brother?
Isn't he murdering red-eyed children?
No, he's
Kidnapping them?
saving them.
saving them.
He has a cult.
It's not like the kids are treated well.
Sounds like he's going to make his problems more than just his problems. It's going to be everybody's problems.
Sorry. Like he talked about Cass. He hasn't done anything.
As in more than just our group. I'm sure we'll hear about him or from him shortly.
I feel like the closer we get to the Broken, the more we'll hear about him.
And when we hear about him, if he's doing malicious things, then we will deal with him.
Right.
We'll burn that body when we come to it.
Exactly. But until then, one major problem at a time. Okay?
All right.
All right.
Let's go find William, I guess.
Yeah, let's go find William and Michael. And we will speak with them.
Well, I mean, we all have to do that because you and I can go find the information, man.
You want to split the party up?
Well, I'm just saying.
I'm on board. Let's do it.
I instantly regret everything I've ever done.
You three find William and Michael and figure out what's going on. Me and him will find our contact about this thief and see if we can kind of narrow it down to where he might be inside the Five Horn.
Do any of the three of us have an actual connection to Michael or William? Do you?
I mean, I know him.
Okay, so he would know you? Because
Yeah.
he's only met me once, and I don't know.
Grendel twice.
Twice, okay.
I literally met him for the first time when the shit down at the tower happened.
No, you met him again when we came back up here.
No, but I mean, that was the first
yeah, that
time.
was the
Like,
first time.
literally,
Oh yeah, that was the first time both of
that was
all three of you
literally
met him.
Grendel's first session, was that.
Yeah.
So,
I may have one more place I need to go at some point. I'm waiting for myself to respond in the Discord.
We'll go to that place too.
But yeah. Did you want to go or do I?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. We need to go find a tavern.
And then I will, once again, reach out to shake Hunden's hand. Thank you for everything.
Thank you all. Seriously.
And then I look at the group. See you guys in a little. Okay. We'll meet back at the at our hold,
Okay.
and then me and Gus will make our way out into the streets of your hall.
All right. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Oh, the joy!
Do you know where we might be able to find William or Michael?
I know where we last met him, but I don't know if he'd still be there.
Nice. 17.
No, give me my ghost page.
I believe he has advantage too on investigation checks.
Not on investigations.
I think so because the DM is him right now. So DM says so.
Okay, disadvantage. You also got a 17. Okay.
I missed my first crystal trial.
So
Yeah, he's expertise, but not advantage.
Papa.
Apparently.
The ghost kind of looks around after describing what you guys were looking for, which is basically the seediest fucking tavern you can find.
yeah.
You guys have to head into kind of the farther northern areas of the old district.
Okay.
You can tell that the buildings around get notably grungier and grungier. Like, this is definitely the least attended part of the city. Some of the buildings are older and looks like if something isn't wrong, they might fall over. Eventually, you and Ghosts both find a marking outside one of the taverns that Ghost recognizes as being part of the Thieves' Cant language.
Yeah.
This should do work. We go in there, don't do anything stupid. We're not gonna draw swords, right?
No.
We're just here to talk. We're not gonna kill anybody.
I know how to be incognito, Ghost. I appreciate you bringing me to some of the nicest places after you.
You've been friends with me for a lot of years. Inconspicuous is not something you do.
Hey, come on, let's go.
I will paralyze you and leave you here.
And I will open the door for Ghost.
As Mike, you just said lies. As you open the door, it is immediately apparent that this is a much shadier crowd than anywhere else you guys get into within the confines of the city. You can immediately see that it's a little bit darker inside. There is a single candle in each table, which is the primary source of light. Building is obviously not in great shape. There's a lot of dustiness and cobwebs placed all over the place. There are patrons inside, many of whom have hoods drawn up over their faces.
As I would have mine drawn up, yeah.
And Ghost does as well. Immediately get the feeling of a certain type of crowd.
Perfect.
In fact, if we're just a little bit bleaker in here, you're pretty sure you'd be surrounded by Dementors. As you guys walk in,
I'm actually comfortable in these situations. I just tap Ghost as I'm looking for the best vantage point. Like, you know, that corner booth that there's just wall behind, like nobody can get up behind us.
Ghost kind of stops and looks around. Probably that.
We'll walk over. I'll go
Going
over
to emphasize, we're not doing anything stupid.
I know you saying that we're here
We
to
should,
get
but
information.
if stupid stuff goes down, we should have a panic. My panic word will be shooting them in the face.
Okay, my panic word is stabbing them in the chest. That's
Okay,
fine.
there we go, perfect.
We're good.
So you see Ghost grab a drink, and he sits down kind of at a central table. And you see him kind of almost idly tapping his claws on the table. But there is a rhythmic power to it, a rhythmic tapping and a
Did he sit at a different table from me, or are we at the same?
He's sitting at a different table.
Okay.
But he is sitting in the center of the table, tapping away. A few moments, you see a figure from one of the wall booths stand up and walk over to him. What are the rest of you doing?
We're going to go find Michael, right?
We're gonna go to the last place you saw him.
We're not having even close to the same discussion that they were before meeting that guy. Like, where did he live again? I don't remember.
Michael, one of many of the soldiers lives up in Ruby Road, so named because it is the soldiers' district. It is where all of the red and white clothed guard of the Ragnarok Range live. And as you guys head up, you notice there's a lighter guard presence than there was the previous evening. Several of the guys that are on duty appear a little bit tired, a little bit hungover. Not from a sense of drink, just more from a sense of working overnight, being long hours. But they do recognize you guys as you walk through. Many of them wave and kind of give you guys bits of cheers of approval. And as you guys kind of move forward, you make your way up to Michael's house. Or, I'm sorry, William's house.
Okay. I'll knock on the door.
Knock on the door, and inside you just hear a bit of scuffling, and then you just hear, no, fucking damn it, everyone in the damn door flings open, and you see William Hart standing there, still in uniform. Somehow it looks even dirtier than it normally does. You can see kind of just the unshaven, greasy hair, evidence of just a lot of long hours going into work. And you can see kind of deep bags under his eyes. And as he stops and makes eye contact with you guys. Oh, shit. Fuck, I didn't think it was going to be you guys. I mean, I heard you were back in the area, of course, but come in. As you guys walk in, you kind of see him perk up just a little bit.
I remember why we're here.
To tell him what all we're gonna go do.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, sorry. No, that's not great to see you guys. It's just... It's been a busy few weeks. Shit's really fucking going up everywhere. Yeah, you guys aren't here to hear about my problems. Please, sit down. Get you guys some food, some drinks.
Sounds good.
And as you guys sit around the table, he kind of knocks twice on the wood. And you guys hear a wooden panel slide open in the floor. And see a relatively thin figure. If you could not, that'd be great. We're in the middle of the thing. A slightly thinner figure pull himself up from a spot in the floorboards. And you recognize the form of Michael come up and join you guys. Looking noticeably healthier than he was last time. Still dressed in somewhat raggier clothing than when you first met him, but noticeably less malnourished. Has clearly been eating somewhat better, and not quite as pale, not sunken in the face as much anymore, and a little bit more groomed than he was previously.
Rehab is going really well for him.
Sorry?
Rehab is going really well for him.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
Physical therapy.
watching your nephew die in front of your eyes, having your eye burned out, it's great.
It's addictive.
I said rehab is going well. I didn't say he's great. I said rehab is going well. You know, that's good. He's eating.
Only one of the two people that helped you guys escape the city.
Yeah. Proud of him.
As he walks up and joins you guys. Greetings. It's good to see you guys again. Where are the Ronin and Ghost?
They're doing something else.
Glad to see you guys are all still whole, though. Things have been noisy. I heard what happened to the Browen family.
What happened to the Browen family? Wait, is that the family?
No. Ask the question. Just ask the question. We're good. Just carry on.
What happened to the Browen family?
Her Grace sent her soldiers to their homes and burned them when they refused to kneel.
That tracks.
She likes to use fire as a punishment. Gestures towards his eye.
Where'd she get that from?
The affinity for fire?
Mm-hmm.
Can't say as I know. But she and I weren't particularly chatty.
Mm. Well, a lot's happened.
Yes. There were rumors that your family, Talon, had moved camp.
Yeah.
Are they okay?
Last I saw them, they were okay, but they haven't had to move in a long time. So,
Fortunately, it's a time when we do a lot of things we thought we weren't going to have to do.
we'll see, I suppose.
But enough solo talk. You guys are here for a reason, please.
I'll brief him on everything, you know, how we're going to make our round trip and everything that we're going to deal with.
As you guys kind of start talking, Michael seemed kind of nod and consider what you've said. William gets excited. You see him kind of just grin widely and slam his hand on the table a little bit. Oh, fucking time someone takes Her Grand Majesty the bitch out. So, you guys got an attack plan ready, or?
Well, we have a lot of other things to do before that,
Of course.
but figure we'll probably work through it once we get closer to the actual deed.
Tell you what, the sooner the fucking better. Can't stand that bitch. Even outside of everything that went down with you guys, of course. Yeah, I mean, that notwithstanding. Total bitchy move. But she has made everything a fucking hellhole. I mean, I get word from things that are going on from those who are still inside the tower. At least were until recently. Apparently she's been into a fucking desolate place to live. Well, a bunch of people that came over from there, actually. apparently wanted to move out. Can't imagine why. But yeah, one of them have basically taken up some vocal attitudes against Her Grace, which makes my job difficult because I'm supposed to stop them and don't want to. I have to go in the taverns at night and make a big stink.
Yeah, I imagine that can be conflicting.
You know. It's not that hard to be busy as a soldier. Drunken idiots really aren't top of my priority list. Especially on nights like last night.
Well, we weren't really planning on staying very long. Appreciate the food.
Appreciate the visit. You guys never fail to make things interesting for me.
Have you by chance heard anything about a thief coming around?
I mean, I know there's talk of a thief done in Five Horns.
Do you know any other details other than what would be posted on the bounty board?
Fortunately, all we've got is a few reports. Not really anyone's managed to catch him full enough to steal that much.
Okay.
If they had, then wouldn't really need the notice boards.
Fair.
But, you guys are assembling forces and everything? What's your collection look like?
I'll be fully transparent with him. Let him know.
Oh, not great.
No, not so far.
Well, I've only met Lord Moonstar a few times, but seemed like a decent enough guy. At which point William speaks up, or Michael speaks up. He never did care for my brother that much. Moonstar holds to an older custom. I believe Marcus inherited things a little too easily. Always felt he should have earned his place as king a little more. But from what I know of the man, I can tell you that he certainly would have no love for Her Grace.
Speaking of that, were you aware Evier paid us a visit?
I didn't know that. It doesn't sound that surprising from the man.
Okay.
He's a bit of an ass kiss. He's a lot bit of an ass kiss. Yeah.
Not that much. I just wasn't sure if there might have been a hidden agenda.
He's a man who likes to make things happen, but unless there's gold to be made in it, he's not a particular schemer. He's more the kind of man who's content to let things be as long as he continues sitting on his fat ass and making money.
Well, all right. Do you two have anything you want to ask him, or?
No, I think the main thing would be the thief and Five Horns, but we don't.
He doesn't know anything about that. And I'm sure he wouldn't know anything about the farmer since the farmer's out of town.
So are you, you have any plans to recruit other people? I mean, don't get me wrong, Moonstars are decent, but they're hardly most accomplished fighters. Especially against everything Her Grace is supposed to have. You heard about her fucking chosen guard, or whatever the fuck she calls them?
No, I don't believe so.
Got these fucking shape-shifting bastards. Supposedly they can take on almost any appearance. Some sort of devil bullshit she does. Sorry, my
Like a
camera
changeling?
went wrong. Similar. It's changelings. They have to hold it and shift in a weird way. These people somehow pass themselves off as like another person entirely. It's complicated to explain. Actually, Talon, at the wedding, apparently did one of the few things that actually can expose their forms, which is to hit them with a beam of moonlight. Outside of that, a lot of normal magical dispelling effects don't seem to work on them. I'll tell you, if half of what I've heard these fuckers do is true, you're gonna have your work cut out. But,
So they're not changelings, but they are shapeshifters.
alright.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I met a changeling or two, and they're weird folk. They're fucking weird. But they're decent enough sort.
I was good friends with one for a while.
If I'm not here, he was, somewhat different. I hailed this one for a long, long time. At least that's what Ronan said.
He had fey blood of some sort.
I don't know, it might be something different to what these fuckers have.
I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll find out.
Anyway, my point being, if you guys are mounting up, I am absolutely down to fuck some shit up. And I know more than a fair few men that would like to join you.
All right. You want to come
Alright.
with?
Absolutely. I am bored out of my gourd serving a fat bastard who wants to bend over every time the queen says she wants to fuck somebody.
Well, we can use all the help we can get.
Well, I certainly don't have command over the army, but got a few garrisons that, know a couple like-minded people I could get involved.
How do you feel about ducks?
All right.
Okay.
At which point, Michael kind of stops and seems concerned. What are your plans for after?
Just so I'm clear. After
After you kill the queen?
Like I said, you know, we're kind of working through it as we go. We do have quite a few other detours.
I
Before that.
understand. It's not something that we're approaching in the next week, but don't get me wrong. Nobody has more reason to want her dead than myself. I'm just saying that creating a power vacuum and leaving it empty is not usually conducive to rebuilding. And from what I hear, there are a number of growing powers would likely take advantage of the opportunity.
We definitely need to feel out allies and enemies and who we can trust and who we can't, which is part of what we're going to do on our way.
Well, there's a tavern you might want to stop by then.
Okay.
Like William says, the people there don't share any love for the queen. At least in the town, you guys carry a decent enough reputation that I don't think you'd have an issue. But, you'll recognize one in particular.
Okay. Anything I should know about?
Oh, well, there's a particularly boisterous, salty old sea captain. He's been making quite a bit of noise.
Ah,
Some tall tales. Can't believe a word he says. But,
oh, I know all about it.
good man to share a drink with.
Yeah.
For my niece and wife are safe for now. Whatever help I can be, such as it is, I have it. That bitch killed my brother. And regardless of what influence I may or may not have, I would at least see her pay for that.
You will.
If I can say so. You guys are a little different last time I saw you. An impressive change. Power can affect people differently. Not always positively. But, I think you guys have good heads. A little bit of luck, we won't see him wind up on bikes. But, yeah. Obviously, we'll keep in contact. Well, you can speak to a few people. May still have some contacts out there. Have you, not entirely sure who all you want to invite. Have you considered maybe having a sit down in Gallet?
We could. Who would you recommend sitting down with?
Any of the lords that you feel might at least hypothetically be open to some sort of revolt. Gallet was built on the idea of opposing factions being able to meet without being able to kill one another. It's part of what brought an end to the War of Three. So, if there were anybody you wanted to meet but were afraid they might, that would be the place to do it. Lord of Gallet himself, Lord Kanan, he's a young boy, but well, his dad always put ideas of noble leadership in his head. He may have some understanding, I don't know. He's a kid who might be split between his desire to be a hero and his understanding of honor.
Lord Kanan, you said?
Yes, the Lord of Gallet.
Okay.
Lordling, truth be told. And then, yes, if you have made any contacts on the other continents, I don't think it would go amiss to contact them, see if they'd be willing to send some form of help. Probably don't want to start a war between continents. That would be a good way to wipe a lot of people out, but I might be able to send some sort of reinforcements or guides.
I have a couple ideas.
If you ever need sort of little push or help, and I can, I will.
Al, you might be with us.
Oh, on the day I will certainly be with you. But as you say, you have many things to do before then.
We do.
William Pelsgrim. Well, now that I've been given a lot of work, I have to go make a complete ass out of myself. Please, rest as long as you need. And, anything else, just give me a shout.
Will do.
You kind of see him strap a sword onto his back, a belt onto his waist. Heads out. And that is actually where we'll go ahead and take a break, because I need to Discord something to Mikey. So, everybody home, don't go anywhere. We will be back in a little bit. And welcome back. So, in a dingy tavern up in the northern part of Bear Hall, Ronan, you see Ghost deep in conversation with a hooded figure with black hair and black beard. For some reason, as you try to listen in, you just cannot make out what they're saying. But you do eventually see Ghost slide a small pouch of gold over to him. At which point the dwarf speaks to him at length.
Real quick, when he slid the pouch of gold over to him, was anybody eyeballing that?
Nobody else appeared to notice. After a decent little bit of conversation, he nods, the figure stands up and leaves. And after about 5 minutes, Ghost stands up and goes over to your table. Just so you're aware, I expect to be fully reimbursed for what I just spent.
We'll talk about how much you just spent when we leave. But it can be arranged.
It'll be alright. I know where you keep your coin.
We may make some coin. Balance out. Are you ready to go?
Yes, we're good.
And then Ronan will stand up and our way out.
Alright. As you guys head out of the old district, Ghost kind of stops. Apparently the figure is a male that moves through the city, typically acting between 1 and 3 in the morning, focusing on some of the larger houses. So that's where one of the higher up nobles
Right.
tend to work.
p.m.
1 to 3 a.m. is at least when he starts.
Did our friend happen to say how he likes to get in? Windows? Is he a window?
Did
guy?
not specify.
How much did you spend, Ghost?
I spent 450 gold.
Oh, shit. Let's get back to the hole and I'll break that off for you. No problem.
Why make it seem he's not made a coin? He's got almost 3K.
Okay. Ghost, did you want to stop and try to find your items?
Yes, I need some oil. Special kind of oil.
Okay.
You throw it, it goes bloom.
Right, because you wanted to.
Sorry, but you just heard me call out how much gold he has and he just types irrelevant!
Oh my god. So, yeah, well, let's hit the market and see if we can find anything that fits your needs. And then we'll meet up back with the rest of the group.
So as you guys head into the marketplace, Ghost spends a little while looking around. Eventually,
Did he make an investigation check?
Yes.
Can I help him because I'm proficient?
you want to roll or do you want to do it with advantage?
I trust. I'll let you do it with advantage.
First one was better. Spends a little while looking around. Eventually, eyes appears to be a shop that specializes in the removal of different wastes. And you see him kind of head inside.
I'll go inside with them.
Okay. As you guys head inside, you see that there is a somewhat hulking orcish figure, half-orc figure, sitting behind the counter. And you can see just all around the shop, there's all sorts of different bits and bobs of powders and different sort of materials that you can tell are byproducts from different endeavors. There are different pieces of gemstone dust and things of that nature that are spread around. You can see there's bits of black powder and just all sorts of different material that appear to be cast-offs from other projects.
Okay.
And as you walk in, he stops and looks up. Welcome to Wolves Waste Removal. What can we do for you? Ghost kind of stops. Yes, I am looking for a special kind of an oil. I think it would be able to be used, perhaps somewhat combustible. I'm double checking what it was called that he wanted.
Can you guys also pick up an anti-matter rifle for crows?
Yeah, just, on the way.
Maybe a chain lightning gun.
Yeah.
Gun of chain lightning. That would be cool.
Let's see, I mean, I do have things of that nature. Don't come cheap, though.
Well, how much would it be for members of the Water Wigglers?
I do have it. It don't come cheap, though.
Thought I'd ask. How much are we talking?
Ugh. Well, you see this stuff. I would say 3,000 gold pieces.
I look at Ghost. 3,000 gold pieces.
It's sort of similar to a kind of similar to a black powder bomb. You throw it and it goes boom. Big boom. People are arguing over prices.
What?
No, I'm just mad. If he says okay to this
After the 450
after
gold.
450 gold, Ronan's just kind of looking at the other stuff. Like, is there a clearance aisle? That's more my speed.
Yeah, got plenty of pieces of junk and scrap if you want them.
I'm gonna go look at some of the unique pieces of junk and scrap as Ghost barters.
All right, I'm reading through this real quick.
Or what the most he has in here is probably pieces from like an old sand speeder.
I'm not sure where he's getting that from.
Ronin with the jetpack.
Future Epson, if there's something weird in Homebrew that's not part of the game you guys want me to look into, please let me know before sessions.
Sorry.
That way I can actually do research on it and not in the middle of a session.
What's being researched?
Some oil of impact that's not a thing in current D&D.
Oh.
It was in 3.5. Apparently the price on it was worth multiple uses, but I can't find that.
Oh. What was an oil of impact?
Yeah.
And what are you trying to find out about it?
I'm just trying to find basic listing of price or use for it. Mikey's claiming that the price that's given for 3.5 I found is 5,000 gold, but apparently that's for multiple uses.
Can he send you the link of where he found it?
DJ asked, he hasn't. Welcome to the part of the session where we have to do a lot of research.
You know, like normal.
Oh, there it is. This is upon use of this oil, things. Lastly, the substance contains 3 to 5 applications. Each application lasts 9 to 12 rounds. I just linked the page, didn't have to screenshot it.
He got it from the spot I was looking at. That's off of Forgotten Realm.
Yeah, okay, he and I are looking at the same page now. Yeah, so typically it's used on handheld weapons. Can be applied to a missile weapon, which provides it with a single charge.
So if he could get it, but it would be he could put it on 3 to 5 crossbow bolts.
I will loosely say yes to that until I can do further research. I'll probably have to text you guys and let you know after the session. But yeah, we'll say that for now.
I wonder what would happen if he hit one crow that was in the middle of a murder of crows. Is that what it's called, murder of crows?
Yeah, hypothetically it would expand out, and depending on how close they were, the concussion blast could take out multiple crows.
Worth it.
Yeah, we'll list that as 3,000 for a 5-use vial at the moment. I may retcon that in the future when I have time to do research and convert it to 5e, because that doesn't exist at the moment.
Everything I can find says 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Typical vial, 5,000.
Sorry, this huge pause in the middle of a session is what happens when I can't plan stuff out.
I mean, I might be able to help through it myself, but I don't know if something you guys want to wait for.
I'll look into it after the session, and we can fine tune it right then if we have to wreck on some prices and stuff.
Okay. That's fine.
Kind of stops and thinks for a moment. No, that would be about half the violets say so. Would do for 1,500.
As I'm looking around, it's what type of junk do I see? Like, what type of cool shit do I
Again, a
see?
lot of it is different casts off from other processes. So, kind of the leftover run that's used for smithing and mining and things of that nature. He's kind of collected different waste projects from any sort of casting or different constructions, things of that nature. So tons of like sawdust, different scraps of metal, and flag that have been kind of cast off as heaps. All right, Ghost says done for the 2. So you see Ghost hand over a fairly thick sack of gold for the 2 uses of the oil. All right. Yes. This is the main thing I wanted to check out here. There's something else I need, but we'll have to go to Equus to see if they have it there.
Well, that's on our list of journeys, so
Right.
we'll get whatever you need there as well. Well, I do want to thank you for doing business with us, sir.
Thank you for stopping in. You need anything cleaned up, or you just here to buy stuff?
From the list, we just need to purchase a few things.
All right then. Have a good day or whatever.
Yes, you too. You too. And we will make our way out of the store.
All right.
We're making our way back towards the hold.
All right. As for the visitor to Michaels and Williams, anything you guys want to do in particular on your way back to the hold?
How long has it been since we left the original dwarf?
Oh, since you left Hundens?
Yeah.
A couple hours. Probably getting close to midday.
Okay. I'll wait until close to the end of the day to check on my armor.
So you guys just waiting around for nighttime, or?
At the 4-hour mark, actually at the 5-hour mark, I'll go grab the pendants.
As you walk back in, Toast looks up at you. Ah, welcome, young man. What can I do for you?
Hey, I'm here to pick up the pendants I ordered.
They're not ready yet. Come back tomorrow.
Understandable, and I will nod my head and just leave. Not even gonna fight her on it. I'll be back tomorrow.
At about the same time, I'll go check on the armor.
Okay.
So that'd be closer to the end of the day.
And as you and Bluebell head over to Hoonlin's residence, kind of towards the forge, you can see the coals are still burning up slightly, kind of embering. As you guys woke up, he's currently busy hammering away on a long sword. You see he's kind of trying to straighten it out, get the edge right and everything. As you approach, he kind of smiles. Ah, nice to see you again. Welcome back. Please, please, come here, come here. And he kind of reaches up for Bluebell, realizing he's way too short to reach up to your shoulder.
I'll hand Bluebell down to him.
Bluebell gives a suck. And kind of stops us. All right, stay still, my little friend. And you see him reach out and pull out a duck-sized breastplate and a little helm. It has little plints of chainmail down the side. All right, now stay still. Let's see if we can get this clapped on you. And you see him start tightening some leather straps a little bit so it'll actually sit more properly on Bluebell's body. You see, it's a pretty admirable job. Bluebell will look a little more warrior-like.
Bluebell has 1 hit point with the AC of 19.
I'm gonna plus double the hit, but if you do, I die.
Thank you for your service, and I'll hand him 500 gold.
Please, seriously, you guys have done plenty already.
Use it to help in finding your son, helping your son.
Thank you. You see, just his eyes begin misting up a little bit, and he kind of hastily turns back to the forward and starts hammering away at it. His back pointed towards you guys.
I'll leave.
All right. Brindle, Talon, anything in particular you guys want to accomplish on your way back to the hold?
If there's quite a few hours left, and if I would know that, I'll go like to the outskirts of Evier Hall and see what kind of alchemical reagents I can scrounge up.
Okay. And fairly easily done. There's still plenty of hours a day. You're used to navigating around without
I'll
sight.
probably just go with.
Okay. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Did you and Ghost tell us the information about the thief when you got back to the hold?
Well, we're making our way back to the hold now. Like, we stopped on the way back to the hold.
But then you said after 5 hours you were going to go check on the pendants. What'd you do for 4 hours?
How long were we out, actually?
From the beginning of the day,
Yeah.
you guys were out until probably about 2 in the afternoon.
Oh, then yeah, we would have told you guys about
Okay.
the
I'll
guy.
use this on mine.
Okay.
So that would be 6 plus 5 is 11 plus 10, so 21.
21. For simplicity's sake, I will let you know after the session.
Okay.
Actually, is there a library here?
Yes, you guys actually were previously in the library.
Yeah, Ronan's gonna go back to the library.
Okay. So as you guys start heading back towards the hold, you see Ronan turn and head back up towards Evier Hall.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through the library, and I'm going to read up on parasitic relationships between the spiritual and the living.
Okay. As you head into the library, once again you see Stern Librarian look up at you and go, "Ah, you're back.
Yes, I am. And this time I'll be quiet.
You're not here to harm the books.
No, not here to harm books.
Keep in mind, local heroes or not, I will rain hellfire down on you if you do."
I would expect nothing less from you.
Shh. Would anybody else like to go to the library while Ronan's doing this? Go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Nope, I don't find anything. 8.
You find a few books on parasitic relationships. It primarily has to do with the nature of biology and kind of absorbing nutrients and things from the host. Not really sure if it's related or not.
Okay. And then
You have a triple.
Yeah, I think we do. Just got some actually.
just
Doesn't recharge? You can't charge it? Oh.
anything on banishments. Just monsters, deities, anything on that level.
Okay. Go ahead and make another investigation check.
Okay.
It's really cool that it can, but just one battery.
We have some at home, so just remind me when we get home and I'll put some in the back.
This is worth it. 23.
You said you already got one banishment?
Just banishment, or how creatures or monsters were formerly banished to different realms or back to their home planes.
Okay. Takes you a minute or two to find the right book, but once you do, you start kind of delving into it. Excuse me. Apologies.
You're not forgiven.
I will kill Bluebell. Going over the book, you find there's a number of study given to the aspect of banishment. It's not a particularly obscure branch of magic. essentially, the most common form of banishment is, of course, through the spell, which works by latching on to the natural energy within the creature. And almost kind of like, almost essentially creating a tether to the plane of existence that it's born from, and activating a pull, almost like looping the cane on somebody from behind stage when they've been on too long, and just pulling them back forward. There are a few rituals that can achieve the same effect for more powerful beings. Usually in that case, it has to be done by first bringing them to a state of near death. This is typically in the case of greater devils and beings.
And once it gets closer to near death, what happens?
There are a number of different rituals that can be enacted to essentially banish the soul, or whatever form of it is still tethered to the mortal realm, to its native plane. Particularly common with creatures from the hells or the abyssal planes.
Okay. All right, I'm good.
Okay. So, what is your guys' plans for the evening with the thief?
Once we're all back in the hold, I explained to them that we have till 12:55 a.m. and then we know that it likes to strike the bigger houses over in the Five Horns, because that's, you know.
So we should be set up by 12:55?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we have sometime between 1 or 3 when the break-ins occur. How do we want to go about this?
We each take a house and keep an eye out for a thief.
Okay.
I definitely think Bluebell is more useful on his own.
Bluebell's more useful on this one?
He's smarter. He can hide places.
How will we be able to communicate?
You don't know anything.
Should we split up? How do we communicate that we've found him?
I can be the most central person, and I can basically talk to you guys.
How far can your telepathy go? Telepathy, which is slightly different than telepathy.
Telepathy is just peeing.
Just
not
teleporting piss.
You're peeing through other people.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Amazon. It was like $70.
Thank you.
What is it?
That humidifier over there.
Oh.
When I got sick, I tried to use my other one, but it was so old it crapped out on me. So I was like, I'm just gonna get a new one.
But yes, if we have Grendel in the middle, then maybe we just each take a big house and watch it for the evening.
How far does it go?
30 feet.
Oh, that may not go far enough then.
Maybe we each hide on a rooftop and then I can pull my blade out, but that you guys would see, but I don't know how you guys would be able.
I mean, we could light the torch, but the thief will definitely see whatever light we make.
So Bluebell can't fly in her armor?
Bluebell cannot fly in the armor, no. You can glow all she wants.
Yeah.
What type of armor did she get?
Half plate
Half-plate.
and a helm. He's gonna have
A little
some.
Duck Knight.
He's gonna have some sick
quack,
upper
motherfucker.
body strength too. Holding that fucking half plate on
And
the-
lower bottom.
and lower body, yeah, because she's got to carry it. Or he's got to carry it. That's gonna be ill.
Bluebell are gonna get yoked.
I'm Bluebell. I'm the knight.
Oh, the new telepath.
Wait till you see the Iron Quack.
They archived the old telepathic feat, and the new one is 60 feet.
Oh, that's
Oh,
not
weird.
bad.
Oh, that might have been part of the update for.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
Are you okay with
60 feet still isn't that far.
Yeah, but it still doubles the range. Are you okay if I switch that?
Yeah. I mean, it is just some thief, right? I can't imagine it'll give any of us that much trouble. Especially if we hit him before he sees us.
I don't really have anything. I have a torch and tinderbox. I don't really have anything that can send a message from that far away.
Do we know if we need the thief dead or alive?
It said either or.
The thief needs to be alive. The
Yeah,
farm-
thief is alive. The other guy's dead
Oh,
or
the
alive.
farmer's dead or alive. Okay. Well,
And what's the payout?
5K. Leave 10K for the farmer.
I have a feeling the thief's probably more capable than a normal thief.
Yeah.
They don't usually offer that much unless they're a real problem.
And he's been stealing from a lot of noble houses. Apparently they're a bit pissed off about it.
Yeah.
You know, Ghost, if you were going to break into a home, which
I've never done.
allegedly,
Inside check.
what would you be looking for? What's the first thing that you would look for? Like, is there some type of tip that thieves have?
First off, I find the accusation that I'm a thief to be incredibly offensive.
No, I'm not accusing you. I'm
I have
asking you.
literally never stolen anything in my life.
No, I'm not even going to go back and forth with you. I just want to know what you think.
If I were a thief,
Yes.
I mean, you essentially look for things that the goal is just to move quickly. Anything you can grab and stash and get a good return on.
But what would draw you to the house?
Obviously, people that have things are a bigger target.
Right?
Stealing from peasants is never going to get you that much.
Understandable.
Unless you have a specific tip-off beforehand that they have some sort of valuable hidden away.
Okay.
Do we know how many times this thief has attacked already?
You know it is multiple times. You don't know how many times.
Is there a specific pattern? Like, is it like working downwards? Is it working across? Is it just random?
No specific pattern in which they're hitting. It's just in the 5 horns between 1 and 3 a.m.
So it's not even necessarily the bigger houses.
No, it's been the bigger house.
Okay. And we don't know how many times. Do we know which houses have been hit already?
You know some of the houses.
Okay.
The ones that have bothered to make a report about it, yes.
Okay, who are the ones that have bothered to make a report about it?
That would be... What's that? This one. And then these two.
So it's most likely one of the other two.
One and this one. Now, those are my guess.
Yeah, that's what I just said.
Okay, so you were thinking. I just want to make sure we're thinking the same.
So it's most likely one of the other two that stick out on the map. Yes, so it's one of the other two that stick out on the map.
Or do we want to split up and watch the different houses?
Yeah, so we can have, I say we take our stealthier people and have one at each house, and then we kind of like make a chain spaced out along so that we can notify people.
Okay.
Alan, can't you use telepathy too?
Yep.
Do we know how much distance is between those two houses?
Not precisely, but it would be out of the range of a single person's telepathy.
Let me ask you a
But I'm
question.
thinking, like, if we have Grendel in the middle, and then someone like 30 feet away on each side, and then someone else.
Well, that's why I want to ask DM. Does each square represent
No.
5 feet on this map?
No.
Just out of curiosity.
No,
Okay.
that would be
That
ridiculous.
is a single brick.
I'm just asking.
Every single house would be a, 2-foot house.
And these walls would be ginormous.
Well, the walls are enormous, but
Yeah, but it would be compared to the houses.
yeah.
Who are the stealthier members of the party? That's not named Ghost.
I imagine probably Grendel. And Bluebell, of course.
What are you?
5.
+0.
I mean, are we saying naturally stealthy or
Yeah, just
with magic?
naturally.
I do okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong, you're all amateurs when it comes to but
Why not Ghost?
Oh, because we just know his.
Oh,
He could-
okay.
I'm automatically number one.
Yeah, he could disappear into a small cube of darkness, and that'd be that. So
Do we know which order the houses were hidden?
Go ahead and make a concentration check.
Constitution check.
Constitution save.
Okay. Okay.
Unfortunate.
So that's 9 + 8, so 17.
17. Looking over the map and kind of considering what information Ghost got from Steve, you think it seems to be most likely that the central house was hit first, then the northernmost one, then the one between the two.
Okay, so we put Ghost on the blue one.
You have an alarm spell, don't you?
Doesn't cover that much area though.
How much area does it cover? Just a room?
I believe it's a 30-foot cube.
Do I know how loud Bluebell can quack?
Loud as ducks quack.
Okay.
Bluebell does not have supersonic abilities.
Otherwise, it would be Black Bolt.
Quack bolt.
Oh, we never got that for another Quack Bolt may have supersonic abilities. We don't know.
Just make sure you don't cover his mouth.
What mouth?
I mean, the Quack just comes out the other end.
Not.
Like whenever you puncture your water wiggler, it comes out the end.
R.I.P. my water wiggler.
R.I.P.
Did you break your water wiggler?
He did.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let's try to be fucking insane. No, not
He never uses his.
No, you never touch another man's water wiggler. Come on, don't do that. Oh God.
It's okay if you say no homo every time you use it.
As long as you stare at me in the eyes while you use it, it's not gay.
As long as you stare into my eyes, then it's not gay.
You keep your shoes on too. I get the shoes off.
Just don't way to lock in if the shoes are on. You can do it, but it has to be head to foot.
Okay.
You're done.
So I say we put Ghost on the blue house.
So,
Knowing that there's only 2 houses that could be done, we could have multiple people in a house. Or I guess not could, but most likely would.
I mean, that would make sense.
2 at one house, 3 at another.
2.
But then how will the other people, the problem is the people at the other house knowing which house is being hit.
Would Talon and I be able to like daisy chain?
There's a distance, probably a total of 250 feet between both houses. I mean, you two could connect to cover about 120 feet.
But that's why I was like, if we put Ghost at one house and
Well,
then
60 feet range
Right.
would be radius is 120 diameter. but that still wouldn't work because you're still range of. Never mind.
So
It's not
I
like,
would say that if you two wanted to telepathy connect to one each other at max range, you would be close enough that you could then shout out to somebody.
okay.
Like essentially, because if you two connected together, it would be a total of 240. So if you're receiving a message from somebody, you send it to Talon. Talon sends it to somebody else. That last person would be close enough to call out to person 5, but that would
that's
be
what
your
I was
entire
trying to say, where we like line up along, like down between the houses, and put you in the middle.
Me and him.
Okay.
Like he would have to be at a distance, and then he would have to be at a
You
distance.
would literally have to have
So-
your entire group spaced out.
Yeah, that's so Ghost,
Besides
Talon,
2 on one end and then 1 on the other.
Ghost, Ronan, Talon, Grendel, me at the other house.
Okay. So yeah, if you want to goes to one house, and then he's close enough that Talon can telepathically communicate with him and receive, then Talon could send a message to Ronan. Ronan could send and receive to Grendel, and then Grendel could call out to you, as if you wanted to do it that way.
Would Grendel not be able to reach me telepathically?
Is Grendel more perceptive than you? Because if Grendel's more
Probably.
perceptive than you, then he needs to be at the house. So then he can
Actually, no, if you're
telepathically
using
reach
a
out
third
to
person
you.
as a daisy chain, yeah, actually you could all telepathically send and receive. But the telepathic people do have to initiate contact.
Well, I was putting Grendel in the middle so that he can communicate
there's
between the two.
An issue with telepathy is it doesn't give them the chance to reply.
Mine does.
Where did you get yours?
His is through his
Talon
quarry.
Oh, okay, cool. Mine does not.
Yeah, I can give them the ability to speak back to me for 1 hour.
You can send messages.
Yeah, I can.
My point of having Grendel in the middle is that so that we could keep that communication.
My problem is only Talon would be able to send to me.
I wouldn't be able to send.
It's going
So
forever.
then, yeah, maybe put you at the house. Are you stealthy?
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
I'm not stealthy. So then you would be able to. But can I send to Grendel or to Talon?
Talon has to initiate the contact. You can reply.
I would have to talk to you first.
Does it use spell
Well-
slots or anything?
No.
We only need it to go one direction because on the other end you'll have someone with a gun that's loud enough that you guys would hear it.
That's true. If we hear a big bang go off.
So Ghost, Ronan, Talon, me, Grendel at the tan house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's the plan. Again, what time is it?
At this point, after you guys kind of sitting down and planning everything, it's about 5 in the evening.
All right.
Do we want to take a short rest, get some sleep before we stay up all night?
While you're saying that, Ronan has already made his way to his bedroom. He's already on his way to his room.
Okay.
What we'll do.
Anything else anybody you guys particularly wanted to do before?
I'm going to message my friends.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at this pouch some more, just try and figure it out.
Hi, friends. Day 2, checking in. We're gonna make some money. Hope all is well. Love you.
A couple seconds go by. Eventually, you feel the stone go slightly warm as they send a response. You just hear in your mind, Tognak. That sounds lots of fun. We killed a giant bird and used it as a sled. Don't recommend it, but a lot of fun.
Quack is now a pile of mush.
Not that bird.
Oh my goodness.
They would eat a much larger bird than a duck.
They kill a rock.
Yeah, I was just ready to kill a rock.
Maybe.
That's fucking legendary. Okay. That's fucking hilarious.
Miss you tons. Can't wait to see you.
Yeah.
One of the boards squeaking made it sound like a cat.
I thought it was a duck for a second.
I heard a cat. Like, meow.
Ronan is going to scry.
Who would he like to target?
Gonna target the huntress.
Sorry?
He's gonna target the huntress,
Huntress?
Cassandra.
Okay. I was trying to make sure I didn't have another person I'd named the Huntress. I'm like, wait a minute. And what is your DC for it?
I think it's 15, if I'm not mistaken. 15.
Well, she rolled well, but because you're familiar with it, that gives her a negative. So, you whisper the dwarven words to the golden eye, and the familiar thick pillar of smoke for forming the solid wall-like structure, and it appears to grow with kind of this shimmering sheen. And as it does, you see it clear slowly into a picture. And you see the figure of Cassandra hunched over a horse and riding hard. It's in an area that looks different. Doesn't seem to be anywhere in Abigail Hall, at least not that you've seen. Buildings appear a little bit darker, a little bit more sinister, if that's possible.
Any one of the buildings stand out or have anything
Not
unique
special.
about it?
You do note that it is a particularly cloudy, stormy place. Just a little odd to you. You have some cloud cover, but not a lot. Anything else you guys would like to do during this short rest period?
What is this song from?
Called The Realm of the Fallen King. I have no idea what it's from.
By
Oblivion.
Brunaville?
It's Oblivion.
Yes.
Okay. It's just like, I know this from somewhere.
I think the title name is Age of Wonders.
It is Age of Wonders. That's the name of the game, Age of Wonders.
There you go.
Is it?
It's a magic version of Age of Empires.
Okay. I might have watched Neo play it or something.
It's from Spotify, that's all I know. Ronan.
Ronan's going to make sure his door is closed.
Okay.
He is going to bring out the sending stone.
Go ahead and make a stealth check.
"21."
Tell him what's your passive perception. Anybody's gonna hear this, it's you.
$23.
Go ahead and send your message.
Rubs it. What are you really up to?
Is that it? There's a long pause. And yeah, well, yours is 18, so you didn't hear it.
Like like not just unconsciously fletch. Flip checks like Ronan pulls it out and he's like thinking about sending it, but not understanding that when he actually is like caressing it or circling his thumb on it, he's sending the message.
Gotcha.
Put on airplane mode.
You turn off all sending stones. As you're sitting there pondering this, ruminating on the changes you witnessed in Kazuya since the last time you spoke to him, and the changes you witnessed there compared to what you knew him as, you think you imagine it at first, but you do hear his voice in your mind. Very soon, a new age will come, and those that were once considered monsters will be lords, and those who were lords will be dogs. When that time comes, we'll remember you. You would do well to make sure that I remember you fondly.
Did we establish the rule that I couldn't send it back?
You cannot send it back today.
It's a sending stone.
It works once per day.
Yeah. That's why I can't respond to my friends.
Your friends are just more edgy.
Also, the term friend is in quotations.
Pretty sure that's how all of his friendships work, quotations.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? Talon, you did hear that go down.
Did he
Actually, essentially, you hear Ronan speak softly to himself for a long moment, and then you kind of hear him suddenly jolt a little. All right. And as you guys arise a little bit after midnight, gather your gear up, prepare to head out on this evening hunt. That is where we'll go ahead and draw things to a close for the week. So yeah, next week we will have a hunt for a thief. You'll see just how capable your guys' hunt turns out to be. But that's gonna be all. So thank you guys so much for playing. Thank you guys at home so much for watching. Apologies for awkward pauses, but yeah, we will see you guys next week.